why I went back to school. I wanted to be a sports camper.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hurricane Football. This is Rick Phillips, and we've got a broadcast coming tonight from Vandalia Butler, the Aviators. We are at their stadium here in Vandalia, Ohio. We welcome you to Hurricane Football as tonight the Wilmington Hurricane varsity football team visits Butler High School at Vandalia in Friday Night Football. Hurricanes football on WLHradio.com is brought to you by Bill Marine Ford, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Jeep, 1182 West Main Street, Wilmington, Ohio. By Wilmington Savings Bank, 184 North South Street, Wilmington, Ohio. And by Bogart's Barbecue, 975 South Street, Wilmington, Ohio. I'm going to turn over the broadcast to our broadcast crew. AJ, take it away.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Rick. My name is AJ Gang, and we're here live at Memorial Field here at Vandalia Butler High School. My broadcast colleague with me tonight, Dan Hayes. How you doing, Dan?
Good. How are you doing tonight, AJ?
I'm ready for some football. I don't know about you.
I am absolutely ready. We got a great night, nice and cool.
It's football weather. It's fall. You know it's football weather when the leaves start turning. It gets in the little 50 degrees.
Yeah, we got the Friday night lights going. We got a nice crowd going on here.
Yeah, nice field. Nice field. This is the first time I've been here at Butler High School since they got their new field turf. This new field turf's looking great. I know Wilmington, they play over at the college. They got field turf there. The Bengals put that field turf in for the Quakers a long time ago when they used to do spring camp over there.
Yeah, this Memorial Field is very nice.
We got a full crowd, it looks like, showing up here on the Butler side. Over there, Wilmington side, we got some great supporters out here. Well, let's run down a little bit from last week. Last week, at home, Wilmington took on West Carrollton. That game was a 49-6 final. Wilmington won that game. They're 2-0 on the season. Their starting quarterback, Matt Credit, was 6 of 10 for 89 yards and 2 touchdown passes. A couple of his passes were real nice floaters. Right in the air. Some of them, a couple of them to Andy Ely and Haley McPherson. Dylan Bogart had a couple catches as well. Total offense for Wilmington last week was just amazing. 328 yards total. They ran the ball 28 times for 239 yards. 102 came from Garrett Scott, and 64 came from Jerry Johns. Those two split time on the offensive side of the ball for the Hurricane. They had 16 first downs. 11 of them came rushing and 5 of them came passing. They were 3 of 5 on third downs. They were 0-1 on fourth down conversions, and they had 3 penalties for 25 yards. 3 penalties, that's not bad for a high school football team, right, Dan?
No, that's absolutely wonderful. And the Vandalia Butler, they're 1-1, and they're coming off a 18-17 loss against Tecumseh, and hopefully they can maybe get it together tonight.
Yeah, their first game, they played Shawnee. They scored 53 points. They won 53-34, and then last week, that heartbreaking 1-point loss at Tecumseh. Last season they finished the season 6-5 and 4-1 the G-Walk, but they lost to Loveland 54-0 in the playoffs. If Butler wants to get back to the playoffs, they're going to start winning some more games.
Yeah, they're going to have to pick up the pace tonight. I believe they might have a good shot tonight. Hopefully we'll see a good football game, and we'll get it underway here shortly.
Yeah, Butler won the coin toss, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. They are going to receive and defend the north goal here at the start of our ball game at 7:30 Eastern Time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's give you a little bit of a rundown of our other broadcasts here on WALHradio.com. Next week, we will travel to Hillsboro, where Wilmington will take on Hillsboro. Then on the 26th, they will take on East Clinton at East Clinton. They come back home for homecoming on October 3rd. They take on Washington Courthouse. Their cancer awareness game is October 10th. Against Miami Trace. The game everyone's looking forward to, Clinton Massey and Wilmington on October 17th in Clinton Massey. They play McLean on the 24th of October at McLean, and they close out the year at home against Chillicothe. That's a pretty decent schedule in my eyes.
Yeah, that Clinton Massey game coming up here, that should be the decider maybe.
The way that Wilmington's played these first 2 games, a 49-19 win against Little Miami, 49-6 last week. The Men in Black defense. That's what Ethan called him last week. That's what I'm going to keep him at. The Men in Black defense blew up West Carrollton's offense the entire game. Now, West Carrollton ran kind of an option-style offense. So they're off. When you run the option, your offensive line has got a block for your quarterback, and your running backs, when they go on the outside, they're going to run an option. And triple option, you got three different things you can do with a triple option. You can hand it off to the fullback, quarterback can keep it on the outside, or he can pitch it to the running back. And a triple option to see in high school, it's different. But again, they only scored 6 points on it, and they didn't really drive the ball down the field until they brought in their backup quarterback, Tyler Wilson, and they were against the second-string Men in Black defense for Wilmington.
Yeah, AJ, with that triple offense, that's hard to defend. You really have to prepare for that, and we'll see how it goes.
I was reading the Wilmington News Journal today when I was working at the Watson Library on campus, and I read an article about tonight's game and a preview, and I found out that Butler runs kind of a pro-style offense. What does the Men in Black defense have to do to slow down a pro-style offense in your mind?
I would say just to kind of maybe stack the line a little bit and keep your linebackers free and don't let you get beat deep.
And now Wilmington, they run kind of a pistol/spread offense. When they come out in the beginning of the ball game, they're going to do a lot of no huddle on their first offensive series. They have a two-back system with Garrett Scott and Jerry Johns. And Garrett Scott last week averaged 20.4 yards a carry, and he only ran the ball 5 times for 102 yards. That's pretty impressive for a high school running back. And he split time with the other running back, Jerry Johns, who carried for 12 times, 64 yards, and 2 touchdowns. They both had 2 touchdowns in that game last week.
That is an amazing stat.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's weather for our game at kickoff is going to be about 64 degrees. And come the end of our game this evening, we will be at 50 degrees. It's cold. It's chilly. It's what I like when it comes to football season. I don't know about you. Well, let's run down the remaining schedule for the Vandalia Butler Aviators. Next week, they play Xenia here at home. Then they play Springfield on the 26th. They play Piqua on the 3rd. I grew up in Troy, so I know all about Piqua and Troy, man. They're at Sydney on the 10th of October. They play Greenville on October 17th in Greenville. Then they are back here at home on the 24th of October against Troy. And then they close the year out on Halloween at Trotwood. Trotwood, they've always been a really good team.
Yeah, the Trotwood Rams have always been a good team, and they're going to be right there again this year.
Now, I think this might be the first meeting between Wilmington and Vandalia. Wilmington out of the SCOL conference, and Vandalia Butler out of the GWAC. The GWAC's a huge conference here in Ohio, split in 3 different divisions. I remember watching Troy and Piqua play when I was little. That game has always been big. I don't really know much for Butler's rivals in the terms of you graduating here from Vandalia Butler. Give me a little bit of their rival.
Yeah, some of the big rivals for Vandalia was definitely Troy, and the biggest game of the year was always seemed to be Trotwood Madison.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, we are here live at Memorial Field here at the Good Samaritan Athletic Complex here in Vandalia, Butler, Ohio, for tonight's matchup between the Wilmington Hurricane and the Vandalia Butler Aviators. That big B right there on the middle of the field. This football field, I'm telling you, it looks great for being field turf. And, back in the day, nobody had field turf. It was either grass or grass, But, last week we didn't see very many injuries on these new fields. But the one thing that we did see was guys losing their footing a lot. Do you think that field turf is a little bit different to play on than grass?
I would say so, AJ. It just seems like, as you said, as far as injuries, I think it definitely helps with that. But as far as getting your footing, I think the grass maybe might be a little bit better, where you could dig your cleats in and make your cut.
And again, a couple kickoffs we saw last week, they kind of, when they hit that ground, they kind of go just about any direction. It's kind of like a curveball in baseball when that ball hits the ground here on a field turf field. Yeah,
you just have no clue where it's going to go when it bounces on this turf here.
Well, we are just a few minutes away from game time here at Memorial Field. It is 7:20 p.m. We got the Vandalia Butler Band playing on the field right now. We're going to turn over to them for just a little bit, and we'll come back and get you all ready up for kickoff here at 7:30. Well, ladies and gentlemen, back here at Vandalia Butler Stadium. My name is AJ Ganger, alongside Dan Hayes. Let's go over a couple of our sponsors here this evening. Wilmington Savings Bank is your hometown banking solution, located at 184 North South Street near downtown Wilmington. Phone them at 937-382-1659 or stop by and visit Tom Burns and the friendly staff. They have expanded internet banking and bill paying solutions, personal and business accounts, and lending services available too. Wilmington Savings Bank, 184 North South Street, Wilmington, Ohio. And the Vandalia Butler Aviators are taking the field here at Memorial Field. Coming out of that tunnel, the smoke and everything. Wilmington did that last week.
Yeah, that's pretty cool that they do that for the young guys.
Oh, man, just a few more minutes here before game time. We're looking forward to some Friday night football, ladies and gentlemen. I know I am.
We are honored and privileged to live in such a great nation. We ask at this time that you stand if you are able and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
We got a packed house here at Memorial Field, Good Samaritan Athletic Complex here at Vandalia High School. Vandalia Butler getting ready to take on the Wilmington Hurricanes. And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pause for just a few minutes as we get ready for the playing of our national anthem. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're just a few minutes away from kickoff. Dan, are you ready for some Friday night football or what?
I am absolutely ready for some football, AJ. I think we're going to have an excellent game tonight.
Let's go over some team captains for this evening. For the Wilmington Hurricane, number 7, Garrett Scott, number 38, Chris McEvery, number 54, Michael Zitney, and number 57, Xavier Jones. For the Butler Aviators, we have Michael Hutchinson. We got Tan Shatterly. We got Taylor Weidland. And number 56, Rick Herbst. Those are your captains for this evening's ball game. Well, Vandalia Butler will get the ball first as we get ready to get our first glimpse of that men in black defense after a great performance last week, as they didn't give up a first down until the fourth quarter last week against West Carrollton, and they didn't give up a touchdown until the final 2 plays of the entire game.
Wow, AJ, that is almost unbelievable. That is just great team effort.
Ben Constant will be in the kickoff for Wilmington. He is number 39 on the field. He'll kick the ball off from the 40-yard line. Vandalia Butler will be going towards the south goal. This should be a great football game, ladies and gentlemen. We got Wilmington students over there on the far side, Butler fans over here on this side. They're already starting to rock the house and getting ready for some football here at Memorial Field. And here goes the kickoff, a little bit of squib kick by Constant. Picked up by number 5, Michael Simmons for Butler. He gets out across the 35 to the 37-yard line. And that is where Butler will take over first down and 10.
The opening kickoff by Ben Constant is returned by Simones to about the 38.
Number 12, Chandler Crane, is the starting quarterback for the Butler Aviators tonight. I formation.
In at quarterback for the Aviators, number 12, Chandler Crane.
Twins out to the right. Toss play to number 20, Michael Hutchinson. And he gets across the 40-yard line, a gain of a couple yards on that play.
It should set up about 2nd and 8.
Just a nice little pitch play to begin the game there. Trying to stretch the defense out a little bit.
Brings up 2nd down.
Looks like they're going to go in the I formation again here. Crane under center. Hutchinson, the back. Play action up the middle. Goes Hutchinson, and he stopped at the line of scrimmage by this men in black defense, number 58, Mark Huff, on the stop for the Hurricane.
That was a great play. No gain on the play.
And that's kind of like what the Wilmington defense did last week. They blew up the middle of the line and did not allow West Carrollton to run the ball away.
Well, when you said swarm, you wasn't lying.
Third down and about 7 yards to go from about the 41-yard line for Butler. They're in the I formation again. 2 wide receivers out to the left. Crane under center. Hutchinson in the backfield. Back to pass. Play action. He's going to be gobbled up in the backfield. Number 16 for the Hurricane defense, Porter Paget, on the sack. And it'll bring up 4th down for the Aviators. The men in black defense, they're swarming on that first drive of the ball game.
Boy, it was all over him quick.
Like white on rice, huh?
Wow.
When I said swarming defense, it's incredible.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That is why they are nicknamed the men in black. Into punt for the Aviators. Number 4, Dustin Lewis. Back to return, Dylon Bogart, number 25. Bogart fields it at the 29-yard line. He's got a couple blockers, and he's going to be taken down at the 30 for a net gain of 1 yard. Coming out here for the Hurricane, number 2, Matt Credit, will be the starting quarterback. Again, this Wilmington offense, it's different for a high school football team. They're very up-tempo. They play a pistol spreads type offense. They got a 2-back system. You're going to see something you probably have never seen before in the world of high school football tonight.
Yeah, if they keep that pistol up and keep that defense on the field, they'll end up getting tired here shortly.
Jerry Johns
number 2, Matt
will be behind Credit in the pistol. 2 wide receivers each side. Credit hands the ball off to Johns. Johns gets across the 30 down to the 32-yard line, a pickup of 2 yards. He's 2nd down and 8. Looks like they had a little bit of miscommunication there on that first play.
Tonight's first Butler tackle is brought to you by the Jack Williams family and Gem City Insurance. Everybody wave hello to Jack Williams. Jack has proudly served the
There we go, set up again. They got a play clock out here at Butler Stadium. That's really cool. Something you don't see. In the pistol again. Credit, play action, rolling out the pass, fires, completes to number 25, Dylon Bogart on the far side. Got a first down and more out to the 45-yard line.
Caught by number 25.
That was an excellent play by Wilmington.
A pickup of 13 yards, and it's a Hurricane first down, and they're right back on the ball.
It's going to set up 1st and 10 from the Wilmington 45.
I don't think anybody's going to go to sleep during this game tonight.
Trips out to the left. Credit in the pistol. Hands the ball off to Johns. Johns across the 45 and down to the 48-yard line, a gain of about 3 yards. 2nd down and 7.
For Wilmington.
Just about 9 minutes to play here in the first quarter. The Hurricanes' first offensive possession, their first defensive possession went very well. That first possession, they didn't really give up any yards.
No, not at all.
Pistol again, twins out to the far side. Credit. Johns behind him. Johns gets the ball, and he's going absolutely nowhere. Stopped for a gain of about 1 yard, and it's going to be third down and long.
Yeah, it looks like he picked up a yard.
And last week, again, the Hurricanes were 3 of 5 on third down, but most of their third downs were third and short. This is something I have yet to see from the Wilmington offense. How do they respond on a third down and a long 6 here? They need to get to the 45 of Butler for a first down. 2 wide receivers out to the left. Credit rolling to the left. He's got a man open downfield, fires it, and it is completed to Dylan Bogart to the Butler 40-yard line, and it's a Wilmington first down.
Pass is caught by Dylan Bogart.
That was a great rollout play.
It is enough for a Hurricane first down.
Again, a very fast-paced offense. Wilmington very rarely subs. They are stubbing now, as they still got 15 seconds left on the play clock. Clock now under 8 minutes to play here in the first quarter.
It's going to be 1st and 10 Wilmington from the Butler 40-yard line.
Trips out to the far side, Credit in the pistol. Johns behind him. Handoff is to Johns, and Johns will get stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Second down.
Johns is ball carrier.
The Butler defense was all over that play there.
A bunch of Aviators there on the tackle for Butler.
It'll be second down.
Second down and 10 yards to go for the Hurricane. Trips out to the far side again. Credit in the pistol. Johns behind him. There's a blitz coming. There's the pitch to Jerry Johns. He strings it out across the 40, across the 35, inside the 35 to the 33-yard line, and it's third and short.
Unless they're going to actually attempt a field goal at some point, I think they're in 4-down territory.
I think they are too, but you know, Wilmington does have a kicker, Ben Constant. When he kicked that ball deep on the kickoff last week, it was a touchback.
That was incredible, yeah.
Very impressive.
5 wide receivers for Credit. He's in the gun. Man comes in motion at Dylan Bogart. Credit's going to keep it. He's got a first down and more across the 25, across the 20, inside the 15, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the 11-yard line. It's another Hurricane first down.
It is enough for a Hurricane first down.
Too bad we don't have the cannon here tonight.
Yeah, I think that would probably be a little difficult for them to move around that easily.
5 wide receivers again for the Hurricanes on first down. Ball on the 16. This time he hands it off to Dylan Bogart. He's got a bunch of green ahead of him. He is spun down at the 10 for a gain of 6.
Dylan Bogart is the ball carrier. Tackle at the 10-yard line.
Wilmington just controlling the ball. They did this all game last week against West Carrollton.
It's going to set up a 2nd and 4. We're around the 6-minute mark in the first quarter.
Last week, Wilmington scored 3 touchdowns on 3 possessions inside the red zone. Credit again with 5 wide receivers. He's going to keep it, take off, gets inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line, and it's going to be third down and 2.
Looked like about a gain of 2 there.
They went with that 5 wide receiver look again. They've been doing that a lot this drive. That's something we did not see last week. It must be something they were practicing while they were in practice this week.
Well, it seems like when they set 5 wide like that, it stretches the defense.
In the pistol formation this time. John's behind him. He's going to roll out and pass. He's got trouble. 3 men coming. He fires it up. Desperation throw, and it's in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, number 81, Harley McPherson.
Vandalia Butler had good pressure on him that time.
And it brings up 4th down. What do you do on this situation right here?
Well, I would say kick the field goal. It's early in the game. Try to maybe put some points on the board.
And it looks like that's what they're going to do. Ben Constant coming out to kick the field goal for the Hurricane. They're going to place it at the 15-yard line. It's going to be a
32-yarder.
About a 32-yard field goal. Basically right in the middle of the field. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up, and it is through the uprights, and Wilmington gets on the board first. Our score with 5 minutes and 18 seconds left in our first quarter of play. It's the Hurricane 3 and Butler 0.
What'd you take away from that first drive there, Dan?
Very impressive, well coached. Just seemed like the kids, they just executed. They done what they're supposed to do.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, we are here live on WALHradio.com. Again, my name is AJ Ganger here with Dan Hayes and Rick Phillips. We'll be giving you scores throughout the SCOL League all night long. Also, if we come across a couple G-Walk scores from time to time, we will also give you some scores there. Ben Constant will be out to kick this ball off. Back to return it for the Aviators. Number 3, Cameron Glover. And number 8, Dustin Pierce. Do we see another squib kick here? He did this a couple times, and he didn't kick it deep until about the third quarter. And he's going to kick this one deep. Number 3, Cameron Glover's going to return it. He's out to the 20, and he's spun down there by number 988, Austin Miller.
That was about a 12-yard return. It'll be 1st and 10 for Butler.
Do you see Butler moving the ball on this next drive, or do you think the Men in Black defense comes out and blows that middle of the offensive line back up?
After watching that first series, the way they were swarming the ball, we'll see.
Obviously, the 3 points psychologically is a good thing that they got on the board. Gives them something to think about. It also puts a little pressure on them. So it'll be interesting to see this series what Butler can do. They need to answer.
This time, Butler comes out in the gun, and the handoff goes to number 20, Michael Hutchinson, and he'll be brought down for no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10.
Michael Hutchinson is the ball carrier.
Upcoming. They came out different look that time. They ran the I formation, 3 plays in that first drive, and they come out in the shotgun trying to surprise this defense, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like they were trying to surprise them a little bit there, showing them a couple different looks.
And Chandler Crane and his quarterback are going to stay in the gun. 4 wide receivers. Hutchinson next to Crane. Crane, little swing pass out to the far side, down to the 29. Number 6 on the catch, Noah Ballard for the Butler Aviators.
Crane's pass is complete to number 8, Dustin Pierce.
Third down and 5 yards to go for the Aviators here. They need to get it down to the 32-yard line to pick up a first down. They're on the 28. In the gun again. Man in motion. Crane is going to hand it off to number 38 on the far side. There is a flag. Nick Martin was on the carry. It looks like it's a dead ball foul. And we got a full start against Butler.
It's a false start against the Aviators.
That was a good little play design, a little bit of a counter play there. It looked like it would have worked, but, the full start penalties, they kill you.
Yeah, you can't have the false start, especially when the play looked like it was going to go for a nice gain.
Now we got 3rd down and 9 yards to go for the Aviators here.
There's about 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first quarter.
This time, Butler in the gun again, 4 wide. Crane to take the snap. Shift on the defense. Almost looked like Scott was going to come. Scott is coming. He's going to get there. The pass is incomplete. Overthrown his intended receiver, number 8, Dustin Pierce. And it brings up 4th down again, another 3 and out for the Aviators.
Brings up 4th down for Butler.
Well, that wasn't much of a series for the Aviators.
Well, they got this tough defense. Tough Wilmington Men in Black defense that they're playing against. And, the last 2 games, we've seen them, only give up so many points. But they've scored 98 points on offense, now 101. Number 4 to punt this away. Dylan Bogart back to return it. And the ball will bounce out of bounds at around the 35 of Wilmington. Dustin Lewis was on the punt.
That's right.
The ball is marked at the 37-yard line, or it'll be 1st and 10 for Wilmington.
And out comes this Wilmington offense again. They'll be 1st down and 10 on their own 37-yard line. You see them getting in the end zone on this possession.
If they play like they did on that last possession, maybe just a couple more completions, and Yeah, they're going to score the touchdown.
In the pistol, this time Garrett Scott checks in as the running back. Last week, the 102-yard rushing game. He's behind Credit in the pistol. He hands it off to Scott, and Scott is met in the backfield, brought down at the 36-yard line.
Gain of
it's
none.
a loss of a yard. Looked like he was stuttering step trying to get through that hole there.
Yeah, it looked like he had a hole there for a second, and it just closed on him.
Looked like he just was dancing around just a little too much on that play. Well, here we go. Second down and 11 yards to go. Trips out here to the left. Credit in the pistol. Back to pass. Straight drop back pass. He's got all the time in the world. Fires across the middle, and it's incomplete. Intended for Dylan Bogart. He was right at the first down marker right there.
He threw it a little too high for him.
That offensive line, they gave him plenty of time to throw the ball. He got rid of it within the 5 seconds right there.
Yeah,
Great play.
If he could have been a little more accurate with the throw, that would have been probably a first down.
Well, we got third down and long for the Hurricanes. They're 1 of 2 on third down. Or they're 2 of 3 on third down so far. And the pistol again trips out to the left. Credit going to take another straight drop back pass. Fire screen to Dylan Bogart. He jukes a man out of his shoes, and he gets down to the 40-yard line. The ball is loose. The ball came out, and it's recovered by the Aviators. Number 34.
Looks like they recovered at the 40.
Yes. Was he down there, guys?
They're saying it's a fumble, so we'll see.
Yeah, now in high school football, can the ground cause the fumble?
No, the ground, it's like that in every sport. The ground cannot cause that fumble.
Yeah.
And there's also no instant replay in high school, so we can't take another look
Well, now,
at
if we were actually broadcasting this with our video as well, we'd have instant replay.
Get the ball on Wilmington's 40-yard line. Shotgun, takes the snap, hands off, goes left. Number 6. And
Big
they run him
loss.
out of
Big
bounds.
loss.
Noah Ballard gets ran out of bounds for a loss of 5 yards.
Yeah, at least that. It looks like 6 or 7 possibly. 6 yards.
Brought back to the 46-yard line. That's not a good start after that fumble. It looks like they got Big Mo on their side, and then, a big loss like that it can be a real momentum shifter right there.
That's going to make it 2nd and 15 for the Aviators on the Wilmington 46.
Crane in the shotgun again. Michael Hutchinson right next to him. Man in motion is number 8. Back to pass, and he is sacked on the play. Gobbled up by number 45, Austin Thompson. And he's been all over the place for this Men in Black defense. And that's going to take them all the way back into their own territory, and it's going to be third down and a mile.
AJ, I think that we have to rename this defense. It shouldn't be the Men in Black. It should be the Men in Black and Blue.
Amen to that.
Yeah, I don't think Butler's going to be purple after this game. I think they're going to be black and blue.
Yeah.
Well, again, we got a third down and a mile. Butler's on their own 45. They need to get to the Wilmington 30 for a first down.
The main thing, they're going to have to make sure they don't make any critical errors here and turn this ball over and cause additional problems.
I formation, Crane, play action to pass. Hutchinson on the carry across the 50 and down into Wilmington territory. He's brought down at the 47.5-yard line.
Michael Hutchinson is the ball carrier.
And it's going to be fourth down and long, and they're going to have to bring out the punter.
It will be fourth down for the Aviators.
Just about a minute 20 and counting left to play here in our first quarter. Again, our score, Wilmington 3, Butler 0. In to punt the ball for Butler, number 4, Dustin Lewis. Dylan Bogart back. There's the punt. Bogart's going to let it bounce into the end zone for a touchback, and the Hurricane offense will come out on the 20-yard line. Last week, Wilmington had that one turnover against West Carrollton. It was a fumble, but their defense came back on the very next play and recovered another fumble for West Carrollton, getting the ball back, and then they drove down the field and scored.
Well, there's all offense of Wilmington. They're just going to have to get it back together and just execute, hang on to the football.
We'd like to remind you that Wilmington Savings Bank is your hometown banking solution. They're located at 184 North South Street near downtown Wilmington. You can reach them at 937-382-1659 or stop by and visit Tom Burns and their friendly staff.
First down and 10 for the Hurricane. Jerry Johns back in as the running back. Matt Credit in the pistol. John's behind him. Two wide receivers out to the right. There's a little bit of an option play. Pitches it to Johns, and Johns is gobbled up in the backfield for a loss of 2.
We've got a score from the Lees Creek, East Clinton, and Greenview Rams score. The Rams are leading currently 3-0.
Same score that it is here.
That's right.
Just about 45 seconds and counting. Wilmington trying to hurry up and get another playoff on second down and long. They're in the pistol formation again. Two wide receivers out to the left. Tight end moving to the left as well. Strong side to the left. Credit to take the snap. Rolling out to the left to pass. He fires this one. It is completed across the 30, and he dropped it. That pass should have been caught by number 20, Austin Camp.
You have to catch those, AJ.
That was right to him. That was an easy pitch and catch play right there. But nonetheless, it's third down and long here with 23 seconds left to play in our first quarter. Where do you go from here, Dan?
Well, it looks like Butler come out with a good, strong defense on this series, and we'll see where it goes.
Credit again to the pistol. Three wide receivers here to the left, one to the right. Credit back to pass, straight drop back. All the time in the world, got a man open. He overthrows his intended receiver on the far side. Number 5, Chris Gunkel, was the intended receiver. And number 5 for Butler was on the coverage, Michael Simons.
So that's going to set up fourth down, and Wilmington's going to get ready to punt.
Matt Credit looks like will stay in to punt this ball away. He had a great punt last week, about 50 yards down the field.
Wow, that's very impressive.
And he's standing back at his 5 as Butler's returner is back on his 43. Credit to punt. There's that punt. It's a wobbly one as it bounces across the 50. And number 3 is going to let this, Cameron Glover's going to let this one roll all the way down to the 30-yard line. Another spectacular punt from Matt Credit.
That ball took a great Wilmington roll.
And Butler will take over with 7 seconds left during our first quarter on their own 30-yard line, first down and 10. Again, our score, Wilmington 3 and Butler 0 in our first quarter of play. Crane will come out as quarterback. Number 34. They were in the I formation. Number 39 ran the ball.
Looked like about a gain of 5.
It was number 38 ran the ball, Nick Martin for Butler. And he picks up 5 yards to the 35-yard line. And that's going to do it for our first quarter of play. Our score at the end of 1. Wilmington 3 and Butler 0. Let's say thanks to a couple of our sponsors here really quick. Bill Marine Ford, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Jeep are proud sponsors for Hurricane Football on WALHradio.com. They offer great new car lines as well as quality reconditioned used cars. Stop by 1182 West Main Street in Wilmington next to the fairgrounds or call the friendly staff at 937-382-3858 for great new and used cars and service on your current vehicle. That's Bill Marine Ford, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Jeep, 1182 West Main Street, Wilmington, Ohio. And fans who are listening, do not forget to kick your kids out of the house this Tuesday night. It's our first Wilmington High School Hurricane Sports Show this week at Generations Pizzeria this Tuesday at 7 p.m. See you there, or you can tune in on WALHradio.com. First play of the second quarter. The ball is handed off to number 38, Nick Martin, and he breaks a couple tackles at the line, gets down to Wilmington territory at the 46, and it's going to be a first down for the Aviators.
Nice run. Very nice run there.
It's one of the first positive plays we've seen all day from Butler so far.
It's going to be 1st and 10. Butler lining up on Wilmington's 46-yard line.
Crane will be in the I formation. Martin will be the running back. Martin's going to get the handoff again to the weak side, and he's going to be brought down by a pack of Hurricane defenders for a loss back at the 47-yard line. A loss of about 2 yards. It's second down and long. Men in black defense there stopped them on that play, huh, Rick?
Yeah, I think that Butler is maybe they're starting to figure things out. They're getting a little more comfortable. They were sort of, Wilmington came out, they socked them in the jaw there with the 3 points, but I think Butler, it looks like they're settling down a little more.
I formation again for the Aviators. Crane under center. Martin back. Crane's back to pass. Fires it and just overthrows his intended receiver on the far side. Number 7, Ben Slayton, was the intended target for the Aviators.
Threw it just a little too high for him.
Yeah, I think that, in both cases where we've seen these high passes, they're throwing into some pretty good coverage. And so the quarterback is trying to keep it as high as they can, hoping that, the receiver's going to go up and come down with the ball.
Yeah, you're right, because there was definitely 2 defenders right there on him.
We got 3rd down and long for the Aviators. I formation again, 2 receivers out to the left. Crane under center. Martin behind him as the back. Straight drop back pass. Back to pass is Crane. Fires. It is completed to number 85. Zach Bookout, number 85 on the catch. He gets down to the 39-yard line, and it's going to be 4th down for the Aviators. What do you do here on 4th down?
Well, it looks like it's about 4th and 3. If it was I'd punt the ball.
I think it's a long 3. It's more almost like 4th down and 4.
But it appears that they're going to go for it.
It looks like Butler's going to go for it here. They're going to line up in the eye.
It's a big play of the game.
This is the running back. They're going to hand it off to Nick Martin, and he just tries to stretch it across the
I don't think he's got it.
I don't know if he got it or not.
I don't know. It's going to be close.
It looks like he might have got it.
He looks like he's on the right side of the hash mark.
1st down, Butler.
Yeah, it looks like they gave him a nice spot on that one.
That was a gutsy play. Very gutsy.
Very.
He dove forward for those last couple yards, and it worked out for the best.
Well, they gambled, and it paid off for them.
This is the first time all season Wilmington's Men in Black defense has been on the ropes. It's 1st down and 10 for Butler at the Wilmington 36-yard line. I formation again. Martin back. Handoff to Martin. He's got a hole. He jukes his way across the 30, down inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. It's a gain of about 8 yards. It's going to become 2nd down and short.
Yeah, they're looking a lot more comfortable now. I think they're starting to feel more comfortable as far as in figuring out this Wilmington defense.
Just under 10 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter.
Here we go, 2nd down and 2. Crane the quarterback in the I formation again. Martin again the back. 2 wide receivers out to the right. They're going to hand to the fullback this time. Number 2, Joseph DePoy. And it looks like he may have just came up a little short. They were trying to catch the defense by surprise by handing it off to the fullback.
Right, that's the way it looked.
Yeah, it looks like he's about a yard short.
Here we go. I think the officials are going to want to measure this one.
Well, it looks like Butler's running game has really picked up. That's where they've really started to excel.
As the officials in the middle of the field are conversing about something. And they're going to give Butler the 1st down at the 26-yard line. They're driving the ball in this Men in Black defense, something we did not see until the 2nd-string defense came in last week, Rick.
Right. I think that, once again, this is obviously a different team. And they look like they're becoming more confident with each play they run.
Well, it's 1st down and 10. I formation again. Crane will be under center. Martin the tailback. 2 wide receivers out to the right. Back to pass is Crane. Fires! And it's incomplete, intended for number 3, Cameron Glover. That was good coverage. I think the linebacker almost jumped up and took that one to the house. And it's 2nd down and 10 for the Aviators.
Yeah, it looks like what they're attempting to do right now is maybe pass on 1st down, keep the defense honest. Then they're going with the running plays because the running plays have been paying off for them. I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to be a running play right here.
Here we go, 2nd down and 10, I formation again. Crane under center, trying to get the defense to jump. He's going to hand it off to Martin. Martin across the 25 to inside the 20. He's going to take this one all the way to the barn, and we got an Aviator touchdown.
Now, that was an impressive drive, no question about it, and they kept Wilmington off guard.
That was a 70-yard drive for the Aviators. Looks like they're going to line up like they're going to run for two, and they are going to go for two. And number 4, Dustin Lewis will run it in for the 2-point conversion. And that, my friends, will give Butler an 8-3 lead with 8:49 left to play in the first half.
That was a very impressive drive by the Aviators, mixing in the run and the pass, and they just kept the defense on the field.
And on that 2-point conversion, they kind of lined up like Oregon does. And, you know, if they like the look of what the defense is going to give them, they're going to run it in, and that's exactly what they did.
Well, absolutely. They didn't defend that very well.
I think it probably caught Wilmington off guard once again. They're keeping things mixed up, and I think what their idea here is if they can keep Wilmington's defense off guard, and keeping them sort of always guessing that they might be able to get them, catching them asleep.
Well, we'll see if the Wilmington offense can counter.
Number 18, Mark Verdes, will be in to kick this one off. Back deep to return. Number 24, Jerry Johns, and number 25, Dylan Bogart for the Hurricane.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Wilmington does as far as its offense, because I believe this is probably the first time Wilmington has actually been behind in a football game this year.
Yes, that is correct. And you know, the last 2 weeks they've scored 49 points in each game. They only got 3 right now.
It looks like the Aviators come to play tonight.
They scored 28 in the first half last week. And there's the kickoff. It's a high kick in the air. One of the upmen will field this one at the 22, and he takes a massive hit, but is able to get across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Harley McPherson was on the return for the Hurricane. 8 minutes and 45 seconds left until halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Wilmington's offense, they need a score on this drive, and it cannot be a field goal.
Well, we'll see how they come out and line up.
Jerry Johns is back in at tailback. Behind Credit in the pistol. 3 wide receivers out to the left. Credit looking to see if the play is going to change. There's 10 seconds on the play clock. Three seconds. Credit gets the play off. He's going to throw this one quick. Completed to number 8, Andy Ely.
Credit's pass is complete to number 8, Andy Ely.
It's a pickup of around 12 yards and a first down for the Hurricane as they go back to their hurry-up offense. Credit the pistol again. 2 wide receivers out to the left. John's behind him. Going to check again from the sideline. This is something we did not see last week at all.
Looks like
No,
there
once
might be
again.
a little confusion.
Credit, play action, rolling out. He's in trouble. He's got 2 men chasing after him, and that's a horse collar tackle. He got drugged down by the horse collar, and there is no call on that play. Anyways, it's going to be a sack back at the 34-yard line, and it's going to be second down and long for the Hurricane.
Yeah, I was waiting for the flag to come out on that one.
I don't think that was a good no call right there. That player's safety was definitely in danger. Pistol formation again. 3 wide receivers out to the left.
I don't think this is confusion. This is by design. I don't know what they're
They're looking for a different call from the sideline. I mean, you see this in college all the time. Credit, back to pass, straight drop back. He's going to throw it to Johns out of the backfield as Johns gets across the 35 down to the 37-yard line. A good pickup there, but it's still going to be third down and very long for the Hurricane. I would pass the ball again. I would pass this ball deep.
Yeah, why not take a shot? You never know. It might just pay off for them.
They're going to go in a 5 wide receiver set.
they need something to change the momentum here.
3 wide receivers out to the right. Credit in the gun. 2 out to the left. Credit back to pass. He's got all day. He throws this one across the field, and it's bobbled and incomplete. That pass was intended for number 7, Garrett Scott.
Credit's pass is broken up by number 2.
Here on the near sideline, and that'll bring up a 4th and long, and Credit's going to have to come in and punt.
You think they would have made a better play call than that, because even if he had caught the ball, he still would have been 8-9 yards short of the first down.
Well, he checked that ball down. No one was open downfield. From what I saw, I don't know if you saw anyone open downfield, but he still checked it down.
But that throw that he just made clear across the field, that's a NFL throw right there.
They put that throw right on the money, though. Number 3, Cameron Glover, and number 7, Ben Slayton will be back to receive this punt as Credit will punt it. And we got a stoppage of play. And Wilmington will take their first time out with 7:05 left in the first half. Bogart's Barbecue, 975 South Street in Wilmington, Ohio, the home of the world's famous Southern Barbecue. At Bogart's Barbecue, Southern Barbecue, serving the best tasting barbecue is our reason for being alive. Stop by our location and enjoy our fall off the bone, tender meats, savory sides, and delicious desserts. We'd be mighty pleased to have you. Bogart's Barbecue, shouting, "Go Canes!" Call them at 937-655-8100, or just stop in for Great Southern Barbecue at 975 South Street, Wilmington, Ohio. Go Canes. After the timeout, again, 4th down and 17. Credit's going to be in the punt, as Slayton and Glover are going to be back to receive it. Nice punt by Credit. Glover is going to take this one at the 27. He breaks away from one tackle, and he's drugged down at the 40-yard line by 3 Wilmington Hurricane defenders.
That'll make it 1st and 10 for the Aviators on their own 40-yard line.
That last drive was probably the first drive I've seen all season of Wilmington just taking down the entire field. It's the first time they've trailed in a ball game all season. They got 6 minutes and 54 seconds to get the ball back and score a touchdown.
Well, let's see if what the coaches said there on the break, if anything can help them out here.
And Nick Martin is staying in at tailback for Butler in the I formation. Man going in motion. Crane back to pass. Looking's got all day, fires, and it's almost picked up, but it's tipped in the air, complete to the far side to number 7, Ben Slayton. Tip drill right there, Dan.
Wow, what a play, what a play. He almost intercepted the ball, and he tipped it, and the Aviator was right there to catch it.
At least he had a man, the safety, right there to back him up, or that could have went for a big gain. And it's going to be 1st and 10 in Hurricane territory on the 46.5-yard line for Butler. I formation again. Man coming in motion. Crane's going to hand it off to Martin. And Martin's going to be stopped across the 45 to the 44. 2-yard gain. And we got 2nd down and 8.
Dane Stevens makes the tackle for Wilmington.
It'll be 2nd and 8 for Butler with about 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Crane better be careful throwing passes like that. They're going to intercept him if he keeps doing it.
That little corner over there, he's got quite a vertical too. He jumped up to try to pick that ball off.
Yeah, he definitely had the beat on it.
I formation again, man coming in motion. Crane takes the snap, drops back to pass. It's one-on-one on the outside, and it's right to him on the far side. Intercepted by Wilmington. Dylan Bogart is at the 40, he's at the 45, and he runs out of bounds just before midfield, and that right there is a big momentum shifter for the Hurricane.
Well, I just got done saying Crane needed to be careful. It looked like he was getting a little loose with the football.
He overthrew that ball. That man was beat. The corner beat the receiver. It looked like he was trying to throw it to the corner the entire time.
Yeah, he looked like he was the receiver, the defense.
Well, here comes the Canes offense. They're on their own 47-yard line. 1st down and 10 with 5:41. They're going to be in the pistol. Garrett Scott is now in as running back. 2 wide receivers out to the left, 2 wide receivers out to the right. Scott's going to get the handoff, spins off a tackler, and he gets across the 45.
Just a small gain there, maybe picked up a yard. That'll make it 2nd and 9.
Scott is the ball carrier, wrapped up by number 55, Kohler. It'll be 2nd down.
I think Wilmington needs to go back to the air here and get some big yards on big
I think so too. Weeks team has turned the ball over once. we'll see what Wilmington can do with it.
Bend the pistol again, 4 wide receivers. Scott, the running back. Quick pass across the middle of Dylan Bogart. What a snag by this young kid. He just had the interception a minute ago, and he falls across the 35 down to the 33-yard line, and it's a first down Canes.
Bogart makes the
I
catch
think they heard
for
me on that
Wilmington.
when it go to the air. That was a nice quick strike. It was almost too high for Bogart, but he went up and grabbed that ball.
Yeah, that was a nice slant pattern. He was wide open.
4 wide receivers again on first down. Credit fumbles the snap. He picks it up. He's going to pass this one deep, man, wide open, and it's Harley McPherson. Touchdown, Hurricane.
Now, was that by design?
He turned a broken play into 6 points, just exactly what he needed to do right there.
There's no question he's a very dynamic quarterback.
If that wasn't by design, they need to put it in the playbook.
Exactly right.
That was an unbelievable catch.
Well, Dan, I think we got a football game here.
Absolutely.
Ben Constant will be in to attempt the extra point to make this a 2-point game.
4:47 to go in the second quarter. We have a stoppage of play.
And Wilmington will take a timeout. It looks like they wanted to talk this one over. Maybe they're going to go for 2 guys.
I would say just kick the extra points.
I agree
Early
with
in
you,
the
Dan.
game.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 4 minutes left. Your defense is playing, pretty good so far. Your offense can move the ball in 4 plays like they did there, all throughout the air. There was no safety help on that touchdown reception by Harley McPherson.
Now, I don't know why Butler went for the 2 points unless maybe their extra point kicker's not been playing up to par. For some reason, they thought it was better to go for the 2 points, but
Yeah, that very well could be. We actually don't know exactly what happened there, but, I mean, it definitely worked for Vandalia, so we'll see.
yeah. I think they'd be better just to, like you say, Dan, just take the extra point. Don't worry about the 2 points.
The offense is coming back on the field, guys.
Oh,
Matt
wow.
Credit's going to be in the pistol. Garrett Scott behind him. 2 wide receivers out to the right. Tight end on the right side and a receiver on the left.
Well,
Let's see if they get this 2 points. Credit will take the snap. Credit's going to roll out. He's going to roll out. He's going to fire to the opposite field.
They got
and
it.
He's got the foot in. That's the same man that just scored the touchdown. Harley McPherson, 2 points for Wilmington, and we got an 11-8 ball game.
I said we weren't going to go to sleep tonight.
Wow, what a throw.
4 minutes and 47 seconds left until halftime. Wilmington 11, Butler 8.
He rolled right, and he threw left probably 30 yards across the field for that 2-point conversion.
This Wilmington quarterback is a player.
Well, he's definitely showing it tonight.
He's only missed 2 passes the entire game so far. He's almost reaching 100 yards passing, I'll tell you that much.
Well, that makes it Wilmington 11, Vandalia 8. Wilmington's getting set up to kick the ball off. 4:47 to go in the second quarter.
Ben Constant will be in to kick this one off. Number 3, Cameron Glover, and number 8, Dustin Pierce will be back to return this one. They're back at their own 10-yard line.
Ben Constant is in to kick off for the Hurricanes.
And here we go, Constant with the kickoff. This one's going to be deep. Glover's going to field it at the 8. He takes it across the 25, and he almost broke that one across the middle. Great tackle on the play by number 46. 45, Austin Thompson for Wilmington. And Butler will take over first down and 10 on their own 41-yard line. That almost could have been dangerous there, guys.
That was a nice saving tackle because all he had left was the kicker.
And all he had left was just grabbing his ankles because I tell you what, if he hadn't have caught him, he probably would have been off to the touchdown.
Michael Hutchinson is back as the running back as they're in the I formation. Chandler Crane under center. Crane hands it to Hutchinson. He breaks the first line of the fence, drags a man across the 45 and down to the 49-yard line, a gain of 7.
That'll make it 2nd and 3 from Vandalia's 49-yard line.
Butler's moving the ball on this men in black defense. They're not blitzing as much this week as they did last week, Rick.
No, they aren't. And maybe maybe film they saw or whatever. Both these teams have felt each other out now. They know each other, and they're going to town.
I formation again. Crane under center, hands it off to the fullback, number 33, the big man on the carry.
Trying to push it over for that first
Matt
down. I think he's
Grossman.
short.
He gets to midfield. It's going to be up third and about a yard for Butler. Clock under 4 minutes to play until halftime.
Now, Dan, did we divulge the fact that you have some affiliation with this Aviator team?
Yeah, but that's been over 20 years ago.
You got to be non-partial in this game, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can tell we are.
I formation. Hutchinson, the tailback. Number 6 comes in motion. They hand it to Hutchinson. He plows his way forward. The ball came out, it looked like. They're going to call him down.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to call him down, AJ.
And they're going to get the first down as well as they move into Wilmington territory at the 49.5-yard line. First down and 10 for the Aviators. They're just pounding and pounding and pounding this ball on this men in black defense. And they're getting worn out, guys. The Wilmington offense hasn't had the ball for very long. Time possession, is off. And I know they run a high-tempo style offense, but your defense is going to be getting tired.
Well, there's 3 minutes left on the clock. Let's see what Vandalia can do.
I formation. Hutchinson, the tailback. They're going to play action into him. I was even fooled on that. Crane's pass is intercepted. That was an unnecessary throw. Number 3, Brad Keller on the interception. There was a man, Cameron Glover was wide open down the sideline. He may not have had the arm to get it to him.
Well, even though he was rolling to his left, it looked like he should have made the play.
Well, there's 2:56 left. That's the second turnover for Butler tonight's game, the second interception for Chandler Crane. This one picked off again by number 3, Brad Keller, and Wilmington takes over on the 34-yard line.
I think that the quarterback in both cases with these interceptions probably was a little too urgent in trying to pass into coverage.
Well, and he was getting chased down by a couple big defenders on the Wilmington D-line, too. Credit in the pistol. He's going to pass this one again. This one is completed on the other side to number 8, Andy Ely. That's a gain of 9 yards, a great play right there. And again, short little slant routes. It's killing Butler.
It's going to make it 2nd and 1 for Wilmington with 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the second quarter.
In the pistol formation again, 4 wide receivers. Scott in the backfield. Credit to take the snap. Butler's coming on the blitz. One man comes in untouched, smashes Credit, but he gets the pass completed to the far side to Dylan Bogart. I'm surprised Credit hopped up after that hit. That was a huge hit.
That was a big-time hit.
But he got the ball out, he completed the pass, and he got the first down at the Wilmington 49-yard line.
Well, how much you want to bet this next play will be a run play?
Good call, Dan. Good call.
Clock will run when the chains are set. It's first down and 10. 4 wide receivers. Credit to take the snap. Garrett Scott behind him. Credit. Another little short pass play complete to the far side. A gain of 12 yards and another Wilmington first down.
Wilmington's definitely on the move. A couple minutes before halftime here. They keep that up-tempo going, keep the Aviators from substituting. Although it does look like they got one player off.
Austin Camp was on the other side of the reception for the Hurricane. Just about 2 minutes left to play until halftime. Wilmington driving the ball again. They're in Butler territory. First down and 10 on the 39. Credit to take the snap. Scott behind him. They're going to hand this one off to Scott, and there's a big hole. He's across the 30. He hops over a player. A gain of 11 yards and another Wilmington first down.
They are moving.
Made it down to the Butler 27. That was a very nice run. Big hole.
At the 28-yard line, it is a first down for the Hurricanes.
They're here with the hurry-up offense.
Credit the pistol again. This time, another little short, quick pass play to the far sideline. A gain of 5 that time, guys, but it's still a nice gain. Dylan Bogart on the reception for the Hurricane. At least he gets it out of balance and stops the clock.
Looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 3.
Second down, 5 yards to go. Credit, and again, Butler sending pressure. Credit's going to pull it down, and he's going to take off with it. He had Bogart wide open. No one's able to wrap him up, and it's going to be a first down inside the 20 down to the 19 with 1:30 left until halftime.
Well, it looked like there was no one open, so he just tucked it in and took off.
Yeah, it looks like he had a nice read on that one.
It was a smart decision, too, because Butler was bringing the house. Their linebackers were coming.
Looked like they had at least 3 they were rushing that play.
I think Butler's been blitzing the entire drive, and that's what's killing them on these big pass plays, because Dylan Bogart was wide open down here in the corner, guys.
Yeah.
1st and 10, Wilmington in the red zone again.
Back to looking at the bench.
They're 1 of 1 in the red zone with a field goal today. 4 wide receivers. This one hands to Scott. Scott changes his field of play. He's got blockers out in front of him. And it's going to be a Hurricane touchdown for number 7, Garrett Scott.
Now that was one impressive run.
Very impressive
That's the way
run.
that he ran all last week. And in the first couple series of this ball game, he didn't do very much. And now Wilmington's offense is starting to click.
Yeah.
Wilmington gets the touchdown with 1 minute to go in the second quarter.
Ben Constant will be in to kick the extra point for the Hurricane to make this a 10-point game. Snaps down, kicks end over end, and the kick is good. Our score with a minute remaining until halftime. Wilmington 18 and Butler 8.
That was a very impressive drive by Wilmington.
And we've got a score from the game in Lee's Creek. East Clinton still has not scored. It looks like Greenview Rams are 10-0 over East Clinton in the second quarter.
Has East Clinton scored all year?
I believe they've scored 3 points.
They still haven't scored that touchdown, though. The touchdowns are more important than field goals.
Right, yeah. No question.
Well, guys, we got a minute left. Does Butler run this clock out, or do they drive down the field and try to put at least 3 on the board?
I think they've got to be very careful here because this game could get out of hand very quickly if they try to force this issue. They need to, they need to take what they can get, but they need to certainly think about going in and regrouping at halftime. They're not down that much. They just need to be careful not to turn it over and give, Wilmington any more points before the half.
Back to receive the kickoff is Cameron Glover and Ben Slayton. There's a squib kick. It hits the man. He picks it up, and he's pushed by his own man onto the ground. Number 5 picked that up. Michael Simones. And Simones takes it out across the 35-yard line where Butler takes over with 57 seconds left in the first half on their own 38-yard line.
So Butler have it 1st and 10 on their own 38 with 57 seconds to go in the second quarter. Aviators come to the line.
They're in the shotgun again. Crane in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers out to the right. Crane back to pass all the time in the world. Fires another pass, and it is picked off again. No, it was incomplete. He almost came from the other side of the field to pick that ball off.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was saying. They cannot force this issue. If they give up another touchdown or even for that matter a field goal, that's going to be very difficult to come back from.
That young man on defense has definitely shown his speed.
We got 2nd down and 10 yards to go. 49 seconds left to play in the first half. Crane in at quarterback here in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers. Crane back to pass. Looking. Number 45 coming in. The pass is complete across the middle, and it's a gain of 9 yards. Number 4 on the reception, Dustin Lewis.
I smell those chicken wings.
That'll make it 3rd and 1 from Vandalia's
chicken wings
47.
from Frickers, guys.
That's right, yeah.
The press box. Hurry up offense here, 3rd down and short. 5 wide receivers. Crane's going to take it off with a designed quarterback run. He's across midfield. Still on his feet, brought down at the 46. You can hear that hit all the way up here, man.
17 seconds to go.
And we're going to have a timeout taken by Butler. Their first. They have 2 remaining with 17 seconds left in the first half.
Well, they've got 1 of 2 choices. I would imagine they can go downfield long, where if Wilmington would pick it off, it would probably be a difficult run back at best. Or they can simply take a knee or just run this clock out.
Yeah, a long interception would be like just a long punt, safe.
But, I mean, your quarterback has already thrown 2 interceptions tonight. You almost saw him throw a 3rd one on this drive.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like a while back there, Vandalia was running the ball good, and they seem like they've got away from that.
Well, and you know what happens? Obviously, as Wilmington piles the score up, your running game is sort of obsolete. You've got to start passing again. And I think that's going to – we're getting to a critical point where if there's another score by Wilmington before Butler scores again, it's going to be strictly a passing game for Butler.
First down and 10 for the Aviators. Back to pass is Chandler Crane looking, firing. And it is intercepted or caught, one of the two. It is caught. What a catch by Noah Ballard. And it's a first down inside the 20-yard line.
Well, it was like Dan and I were saying, a long pass is as good as a punt. And obviously they've managed to get that a completion.
That was almost a jump ball there. The defender was lucky that he didn't get called for interference, but he got there right as the ball did, and it looked like Ballard just took it right away.
Yeah, it was difficult to determine who actually came down with the ball.
And Butler has taken their second time out.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for the
10
Aviators.
seconds remaining here until halftime, guys. It's 1st and 10 on the 21. Can Butler get on the board here? They got 2 plays.
Yeah, they got 2 plays, and both of them will be to the end zone.
I would say so.
And if nothing's open, you got to take off.
They're not
You gotta
even
slide or get out of balance or call a timeout. They got 1 left.
Well, I mean, obviously the problem that they're going to get into is unless they run it up the middle in order to keep and preserve their field goal opportunity, if they're going to be throwing or running to anything other than up the middle, they're going to have some problems stopping the clock.
I'd bring a couple linebackers in on a blitz. That's just me, though. Trips out to the right. Crane in the gun. Back to pass. Looking, firing across the middle. Man open. It's incomplete. The ball hit the ground first. The pass was intended for Ben Slayton. That was a close call. I don't think he trapped it, guys, and he's got 5 seconds left until halftime.
Yeah, at best that's 1 play, possibly 2, depending on how fast they throw this pass.
That was a nice little slant route there by Slayton. He just couldn't hang on to it. I mean, it was a great pass. He just couldn't catch it.
It was a good play. There's no question about that. Was a great play.
Trips out to the right side again. Now 4 wide. 2 receivers each side. Crane back to pass. Looking, firing, and it's
intercepted.
Right to a Wilmington defender, Dylan Bogart, on the interception. He's in the 30, the 40, the 45, and he tumbles across the 50-yard line. And guys, that is how our first half is going to come to a close on the 3rd interception of the ball game by Chandler Crane. Another one for this Wilmington men in black defense. When it counts inside the red zone, they come to play.
Seems like Crane's just holding on to that ball just a little too long.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after a short little break for our halftime show. Again, our score at halftime, Wilmington 18 and Butler 8. Now I'm going to send it over to Rick real quick. He's going to read off some of our sponsors for you guys.
And we'd like to remind you that tonight's game is being sponsored by Bill Marine, Ford, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Jeep. They're proud sponsors for Hurricane Football on WALHradio.com. They offer great new car lines as well as quality reconditioned used cars. Stop by and see Bill, see the gang at 1182 West Main Street in Wilmington next to the fairgrounds, or call the friendly staff at 937-382-3858 for great new and used cars and service on your current vehicle. That's Bill Marine, Ford, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, Jeep, 1182 West Main Street in Wilmington, Ohio. Also by Wilmington Savings Bank. It's your hometown banking solution located at 184 North South Street near downtown Wilmington. Phone them at 937-382-1659 or stop by and visit Tom Burns and the friendly staff. They've expanded internet banking and bill paying solutions. Personal and business accounts and lending services are available too. Wilmington Savings Bank, 184 North South Street in Wilmington, Ohio. And Bogart's Barbecue, 975 South South Street, Wilmington, Ohio, the home of world-famous Southern Barbecue. At Beauregard's Southern Barbecue, serving the best tasting barbecue is our reason for being. Stop by our location and enjoy our fall-off-the-bone tender meats, savory sides, and delicious desserts. We'd be mighty pleased to have you. Beauregard's Barbecue, shouting, "Go Canes!" Call them at 937-655-8100 or just stop in for great Southern Barbecue at 975 South South Street, Wilmington, Ohio. Go Canes! And don't forget, we've got our Wilmington Hurricane Sports Show. This coming Tuesday, this is a Generations Pizza, this Tuesday at 7 p.m. Go out there and say hi to Carrie. We'll see you there or watch on WALHradio.com, home of the Hurricane.
Thank you very much for that, Rick. And Rick, what a crazy first half. Wilmington down for most of the first half until those last 5 minutes in the second quarter. I mean, that's something we haven't seen yet from Wilmington.
No, but the key to that entire scenario is they haven't been down, yet they came back, and they were able to overcome being down.
And they responded. That's what you want to see from a football team like this. This isn't a young football team that got a lot of seniors on their team, but they responded great that entire second quarter.
They're a confident team. There's no question about that. They've got that fierce defense, and obviously they've got a dynamic offense, which just keeps coming at you.
And we are seeing tonight, though, that the Men in Black defense is not invincible.
No, and I think that what we're seeing probably is they bend, but they won't break.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, our halftime score up here at Vandalia Butler. It is Wilmington 18 and Butler 8, a 10-point game. Butler scored the first touchdown of the ball game after on Wilmington's first drive. They kicked a field goal, about a 35-yard field goal from Ben Constant. Butler drove down the field on their next possession, putting up a touchdown and then going for the 2-point conversion. After that, we were stagnant until about 7 minutes left to play in the second quarter. Wilmington started getting some interceptions by their defense, starting to turn the ball over was Vandalia, and that is what's hurting Wilmington right now. They've got 15 points off of turnovers against this Vandalia Butler team, and Butler's got 3 turnovers to Wilmington's 1. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we are live here on WALHradio.com. My name is AJ Ganger alongside Rick Phillips, and I think Rick right now has a score update. Is it from the Lees Creek game?
Well, we still have a 10-0 score there in Lees Creek. I was trying to see if we could find some SCOL scores here. So we're going to the internet to see what we can come up with. And currently, I believe this is the Butler. Is this Wilmington's marching band? We weren't sure that Wilmington was actually going to be here tonight.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'm going to turn it over to the bands here of Butler High School and Wilmington. Rick might chime in for a few seconds with a couple scores, and we will be back with about 5 minutes left until the second half starts to get you ready for your second half of football. Again, our score at the half, Wilmington 18 and Butler 8.
and gentlemen, please welcome onto the field the Vandalia Butler High School Marching Band. The marching aviators are led onto the field by field commanders Greg Fitzline and Christian Sallier, pit line captains Claire Van Heath, co-captains Samantha Peters and Lauren Verdes, and guard captains Courtney Hamilton and Michelle Leonardi. Tonight, the band will start with the hit song by Kesha, Timber. Next up, the band will play the classic 70s hit, I Love Rock and Roll.
You're listening to Halftime. We are listening to the Butler Aviators marching band. This is Rick Phillips from the Score Center. We're trying to get you some scores. We've got a score, Chillicothe 14, Tees Valley 7. This is in the second quarter. Chillicothe 14, Tees Valley 7. Other SCOL scores. we've got let's see. We've got Miami Trace 7, Logan Elm 7. That is in the first quarter. There's been no update to that score. See if we can come up with some GWOC scores. Always like to follow my Beaver Creek Beavers. They haven't been doing too well this year. They're 0-2. They just got beat by one of our arch rivals, Carroll, last week. And we've got an update on that East Clinton Greenview score. At the half, it's Greenview 10, East Clinton 7. So that game has tightened up now as East Clinton has scored a touchdown. It's at the half, Greenview 7 or Greenview 10 and East Clinton 7. And of course, our other sports crew with Lee Hindy are there in Lee's Creek with that game. And here's some scores from the Greater Western Ohio League Conference. Fairmont 0, Toledo St. John's 0 in the first quarter. So there's no score with the two teams there. And that's about the only thing we've got coming out of the GWalk. And, of course, that update, once again, it's East Clinton 7 and Greenview 10. So that game has tightened up substantially there in the SCOL.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, we are live on WALHradio.com. My name is AJ Ganger alongside Rick Phillips and Dan Hayes. I don't know where Dan went, man. I think he got caught up over there at concession stand line.
Well, I think that, since he is an alumni from Butler, he's probably chewing some things, some fat with some friends of his. Uh-oh. Maybe we have an officer of the law here. Maybe he absconded with him.
He's coming for me. We got some frickin' chicken wings up here from
Oh, they were delicious. I chowed down on them. Yeah, and we certainly want to thank our host here at Butler. They put on a good spread for us here at halftime as far as some food. And it's always good to have some good halftime food at the halftime here at these games.
Well, it was a kind of a shaky first quarter for the Wilmington defense and the Wilmington offense. Only 3 points. Last week they scored 28, 35 points in the first half.
Well, I think that once again, Butler's a different animal. They had to feel them out. They had to, they had to get comfortable. And I think Butler was doing the same thing with Wilmington. And it looked like they were really starting to move their ball. Butler was throwing enough to keep Wilmington honest, but their running game is what really propelled them in that second quarter.
In Wilmington, I don't think's really ever seen a run game like this powerful as Butler's has been. I formation, they're jamming it down your throat the entire game.
Well, and they pass to that fullback. They hand off to him when they're in that short yardage situation, and he's been getting some first downs that way.
And also on Wilmington's offensive side of the ball, they didn't score a touchdown that first quarter. That's something they haven't done. And then they come back out, Matt Credit, short little passes, Dylan Bogart there to catch them. You had Andy Ely there catching a couple on the far sideline, and then you had the big pass play before halftime to Harley McPherson. He was wide open in the end zone. That guy's a tight end, too.
I think the biggest factor in the game thus far has been turnovers. Turnovers have changed the complexion of the game.
As Wilmington has given up one turnover on the fumble, and all three turnovers for Butler came by the way of the interception, especially that one right there before halftime. They almost took it back to the house.
Yeah, and that was the thing that I was concerned about. Had Wilmington actually been able to bring that back, we would have had a completely different complexion to this game.
But then again, you got to remember, Wilmington is going to actually get the ball back, or get the ball first here to begin the second half as Butler received to begin the ball game.
And this will be a crucial set of plays here.
I think Wilmington has to drive down the field. They have to get on the scoreboard some way, somehow, whether it's a touchdown, whether it's a field goal. I'd rather see them get on the board with a touchdown.
And on the other side of the coin, Butler has got to stop this Wilmington drive. I think they really got to shut him down.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, this is our first of 3 road games here for Wilmington the next 3 weeks here. We're at Butler tonight. Next weekend we go to Hillsboro, and then we go to East Clinton before coming back home for homecoming on October the 3rd against Washington Courthouse. The big game that we all want to see come down the line is Wilmington
October.
Clinton Massey.
Right.
October 17th at Clinton Massey. Could both those teams be undefeated when we go into that game?
Well, it certainly would be a possibility, and obviously if you're from Clinton County, you would love to see that. You know, Dan, we thought that maybe you'd run into some friends, some alumni friends there when you were down at the concession stand.
I absolutely did. I seen like 5 people that I used to go to high school with.
How's it feel to be back here at Butler on Friday night watching some high school football? How does it feel to be back here?
It's actually pretty cool, man. We had some good times here. Played on this field, not the new field, same stadium. Just great, just absolutely great.
Well, before we begin our second half here, let's take the time to remind you that we are live here on WALHradio.com. We got some great shows coming your way every single week, starting Tuesday nights at Generations Pizza in downtown Wilmington. We'll have the Wilmington High School Hurricane Sports Show, hosted live by me and hopefully Ethan. I can get Ethan down there on Tuesday nights too. And then we got the Astros Sports Show on Wednesday nights in Sabina.
That's at Charlie's place.
And then Thursday nights from Austin's, we have the Stacey Harrison Wilmington College Sports Show that we did last night. I was there talking with Stacey Harrison. You know, Wilmington had a bye week this week, and then they play Capital, you know, one of their big rivals next weekend. But, I mean, they didn't play very bad their first ball game. They scored 24 points. But their quarterback, Austin Jarbo, he is a beast. He ran the ball 20 times for 150 yards.
That is impressive.
And he was 12 of 25 passing during that ball game. And he only threw for 192 yards and 3 touchdowns, but he also threw 2 interceptions. You know, Coach was happy that he ran for 150 yards, but 20 times, he said that wasn't a part of the game plan. He needs to start not taking all those unnecessary risks when it comes to, you know, being the quarterback, and especially in the collegiate level. You know, Wilmington's Division III. But, you know, in our first game that we'll be going live on for the Wilmington Fighting Quakers will be September 27th. It'll be family weekend downtown in Wilmington. And don't forget, if you are a Wilmington College student or a parent of a Wilmington College student, to check out our WC Witness. That is our newspaper on campus. It's the Witness newspaper. I'm the editor of the Witness newspaper on campus. We're trying to promote.
That's selfless promotion, right?
Trying to promote. We are printing an issue here very soon, something they haven't
Now
done
that's
in
unusual.
years.
Actual print, right?
Yes, actual print. It's going to be magazine style. It's going to be real nice.
Now tell me, are you like a Gannett paper or one of those, you know, the big name newspapers?
We'd like to think we're a big name newspaper, but, you know, we try to reach as many people as we can. When I first took over as the editor, we had 150 Twitter followers. We're almost to 500 Twitter followers now.
Oh, now that's impressive.
And
Yeah.
we have almost 200 likes on Facebook, which I like to see that number get up there too.
Well, unfortunately, when I was high school editor in Beaver Creek at my high school newspaper, there wasn't a Twitter. No tweets.
That was long before Twitter, huh?
Yeah, I think that was almost before the original printing press.
Yeah, we're doing some great things with the Witness on campus, and I mean, everyone on campus, you know, this is about the 3rd or 4th week of classes here on campus, and you know, you start to see everyone already starting to walk to class with their bags hunched over, about to fall asleep when they're walking. You know, it's just that kind of thing. But the energy on campus is still big, and that's, you know, a good thing. And it's great to see some of the freshmen and getting to know some of the freshmen on campus as a senior here at Wilmington College. It's cool to see all those people and make sure they go to class.
Well, and it's unique with a town as small as Wilmington really is to be able to have a college campus right there, you know, in town. That really is a dynamic that really is important for a town like Wilmington.
Sure, a lot of the kids can stay right there in their hometown.
Yes, there's a lot of people from Wilmington. I'm from Troy, which is down the road from here in Butler tonight. I went to Miami East High School. Wrestled there, you know, so many years.
and we'll forgive you for wearing the maize and blue of Michigan there.
Big
Go
Ten
Blue.
is struggling. The Big Ten, I mean, I think Michigan State's still going to win the Big Ten. That's my prediction. But there's going to be two teams that may come.
What about Nebraska?
Nebraska almost lost to, what is it, McNeese State? I mean, come on, man. Get out of here. Not so fast, my friend. So fast. As Lee Corso would say.
The man.
Well, we're getting ready to start the second half here. Mark Verdes is in to kick this ball off. Jerry Johns, number 24, number 25, Dylan Bogart back to receive this punt for the Hurricane. And we are underway here at Memorial Field. Taken by Dylan Bogart at the 11-yard line. He gets across the 20. There is a flag down on the play, and he's dragged down. Forward progress takes him out to the 22-yard line. Let's check on the penalty. What'd you see there, Dan?
Looked like a blindside hit.
There is a flag on the play.
It'll be a block in the back on Wilmington, and that'll obviously drive them back, and they'll have to drive the length of the field if they want to score points on this drive.
Well, Dan, from what you've seen of this Wilmington offense so far, how impressed are you that a high school team can run this style of offense and keep up with it the entire game?
I'm very impressed. This seems like the receivers are running the correct routes and the quarterback's reading it just right, and he's putting the ball right on the money.
And you know the greatest thing about this quarterback right now?
What's that?
He's a junior quarterback. They still have one more year with this guy on this football team.
Well, if he keeps doing what he's doing this year, he's going to be really good next year.
Well, after the penalty, Wilmington will take over first down and 10 on their own 14-yard line. Garrett Scott is in at running back. Credit in the pistol. He backs the pass. Quick pass play to number 20. Austin Camp on the reception. Gets out to about the 19-yard line. It'll be second down for Wilmington. Another quick pass play. We've seen a lot of those on the last few drives for Wilmington, and it's worked.
Looked like Vandalia read that pretty good. There was 3 defenders right around him.
Again with the hurry up in the pistol again. Credit to take the snap. Hands the ball off to Garrett Scott. He strings it to the outside across the 20, across the 25, and inside the 30. There is a flag down on the play that almost looked like a late hit.
See what the flag is here.
Holding
on Wilmington. Usually when you get your linemen downfield like that, they have a tendency to grab on some jerseys.
But, I mean, Wilmington's linemen being down the field isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Oh, no, not at all.
You know, they're driving people down the field all game long.
They started off with 2 big penalties here, so it's kind of pinned them deep in their own end here.
It'll be second down and about 6 yards to go for the Hurricane. Credit in the pistol again. Back to pass. Looking. He's under pressure. He's going to take off. And he's knocked out at about the 20-yard line.
Sounds like the Wilmington coaches were getting a little frisky there.
There was a couple guys open downfield, and I mean, he could have thrown it, but when you got those big hefties running after you, it's kind of hard to see those guys.
Yeah, when they're in another room and you hear them, you know they're upset.
Yeah, it's hard to focus on a receiver downfield when you got the big guys coming at you.
We got third down and 5 yards to go. 2 receivers out to the left, 2 receivers out to the right for the Hurricane in the pistol. Garrett Scott, the tailback. Credit to take the snap. Credit takes the snap. Looking, fires across the middle, and it's incomplete, intended for number 81, Harley McPherson, and it's going to be fourth down, guys, for this Wilmington offense.
Well, that's just what Butler needed. They needed to stop them this drive.
He let him high on that pass, AJ.
He really, really did. And, you know, that's kind of been the problem with these quarterbacks early on in the game and throughout the entire game. They've been throwing the ball too high in the air.
Yeah, sometimes that could be a good thing. Maybe if it's a little bit lower, Butler might have been able to pick that one off.
Back to receive the punt, Ben Slayton and Cameron Glover, number 3 and number 7. Credit in the punt this one.
They should give him good field position.
Credit's got a leg, though. He sends this one, and it's returned by number 3, Cameron Glover from the 41. And Glover's going to take this one. He's at the 35, the 30,
And he is finally brought down by Matt Credit at the 28-yard line where Butler will take over. That's a great return, guys.
That was impressive, no question about it.
Butler's going to have the ball first down on the 20, looks like about the 28.
Sometimes when you see a good punter like that, they'll kick past their coverage, and they're kicking beyond the coverage, and it makes it easier to run back.
I formation, Hutchinson in the backfield. Crane hands the ball off up the middle. And Hutchinson will pick up 2 yards on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for Butler. See, different styles of offenses here. You know, Butler holds on to that ball pretty long. Wilmington's offense wants to score quick and fast. I formation again, 2 receivers out to the left. Back to pass, looking over the middle, and it's almost picked off again.
Incomplete.
Crane's pass intended for number 6, Noah Ballard, and it's now 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
It's 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Still 18-8, Wilmington leading. This is going to be an important down for Butler.
Once
They're
again,
line up in the I formation again. 2 receivers out to the right. Hutchinson, the tailback. Man comes in motion. Looks like Wilmington's running some man. Play action, pass rolls. It's completed to the fullback. Number 33 down to the 10-yard line. Pass was completed to Matt Grossman, and it's a 1st down for Butler.
Matt Grossman makes a catch for the Aviators. Tackle is made by McCune, and it is a Butler 1st down.
First down and 10.
We need to see some of that swarm defense here.
Men in black defense needs to come and play. Man comes in motion, I formation. Martin is back in tailback. They'll give it to Martin. He's plowing his way forward down to the 5-yard line. And we got 2nd down and goal to go. Second down and goal from the 5-yard line for the Aviators.
Wilmington needs to dig in deep here.
They're backed up against their own end zone I formation again. Martin, the tailback. 2 wide receivers to the right. A handoff goes to Martin. He's into the end zone for a Butler touchdown.
That'll tighten things up.
It's the 2nd touchdown of the game, guys. He's been running all over this men in black defense tonight.
Definitely have the running game here with Butler. And, obviously this entire process was a result of the fact that Wilmington committed those errors and had the penalties, and they had to kick from deep in their territory, giving Butler the great field position. Of course, the run back didn't, help Butler, but certainly not many yards to drive to score the touchdown.
Verde's kick is low, but it's through. No, it is no
It's blocked.
good. I thought it looked good from up here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe we know.
Butler did line up, though, like they were going to go for 2 again.
Yeah, I thought that maybe they, maybe that's why they're going for 2. They don't have much of a field.
And, this is field turf, too, so it is a little harder to plant your foot when you're getting ready to kick. Well, our score with 8 minutes and 58 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. Wilmington still leading 18-14 over the Aviators.
Butler's getting ready to line up for the kick.
Back deep to return the kickoff. Number 24, Jerry Johns, and number 25, Dylan Bogart. Number 18 in to kick this one off, Mark Verdes. Student section down there to our right's rocking right now. This has been a great ball game so far. I'm sure we're going to be in for a great finish towards the end. Kicks this one deep. Bogart underneath of it at the 15. He's going to return this one from the 15. He's at the 20, the 25, and that is where he's going to be brought down at the 26-yard line, and that's where the Hurricane offense will take over. First down and 10, and penalties killed this drive last time, guys.
Yeah, pinned them deep. Then they had the kick, and Butler had good field position, and Butler took advantage of it.
That's something we haven't seen all year long from Wilmington is, being down early in this ball game, having to come back, and then, field position battles. They've won the field position battle all year long. I think their average starting position last week was at least at the 45-yard line.
This will be an interesting drive. Obviously, once again, Wilmington has been resilient. They've bent. They haven't broke. We'll see what they do this set of downs.
Credit's pass is completed to number 8 across the 30-yard line. Number 8, Andy Ely, gets out to the 34. Nice little quick pass again. I think Wilmington just needs to ride that play.
Yeah, absolutely. The short, quick screen plays like that, it seems like they do a little bit better and they can move the ball.
Gain of 8 yards. We got second down and 2. Pistol formation, 2 tight end set. Scott in the backfield as a tailback. Credit to take the snap. There's the pitch to Garrett Scott. Cuts it back inside, and he maybe got a yard out of that. If not, he's back at the line of scrimmage, and we got 3rd and short.
It seemed like Butler read that one pretty well. There was quite a few players on the tackle there.
It'll be 3rd down.
It's going to make it 3rd and 2 for Wilmington on their own 32-yard line. 8:23 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Dylan Bogart checks into the ball game. 4 wide receivers in the pistol. Scott, the tailback. Look for a quick pass here.
I would say so. Let's see what they do.
3rd and 3. Credit back to pass. He's firing it deep for Bogart, and oh my goodness, almost laid it in there. Great coverage on the play by number 46, Quentin Rucker on that, and it brings up 4th down for Wilmington.
That was a very nice play. Great defending.
Bogart, if he would have caught that, he would have taken that one to the house.
If he would have let him just a little bit more, he would have caught him in stride.
Well, we got 4th down and 3 yards to go from the 32-yard line. And Credit is going to punt this one away. Back to return this one again. Number 7, Ben Slayton, and number 3, Cameron Glover. Credit's punt is in the air, end over end. Slayton is going to catch this one, and he's going to step out of bounds. His toe just got on the line. And Butler will take over 1st down and 10 on their own 33-yard line.
Still Wilmington 18, Butler 14. Let's see what Butler puts together on this possession.
1st and 10 for the Aviators.
They've been running it a little bit more here lately. Seems like maybe they're wearing them down just a bit.
Yeah, this men in black defense, this offense for Wilmington hasn't been on the field very long, and their defense just can't get off the field. Hutchinson in the tailback. Back to pass. Fires, and it's almost got picked off again, but this time it's completed to Ben Slayton. Great coverage there.
Yeah.
Very tight coverage by Dylan Bogart for Wilmington. It's a gain of 7 yards, and we got 2nd down and short.
Crane fired that one in there.
Crane's been having putting some heat on his passes tonight, and so has Matt Credit for Wilmington.
Absolutely. 2nd down and 3 on the Butler 41-yard line.
In the I formation, Crane under center. Hutchinson the back. Play action. Fires one deep, got a man wide open, and it's completed. Oh, he just dropped it. Another drop pass.
Wow, he should have had that one all the way.
He wants the ball again. I think he wants to run that same play.
It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, he was definitely open. That should have been his.
Pass was intended for Noah Ballard, and it's 3rd down and 3 yards to go. Do you pound it with the run here? Do you throw that ball deep again?
Well, the way Butler's been playing tonight, they'll probably go back to the run. Let's see what they do here.
See if they bring in big Noah Martin. They do not at tailback. Michael Hutchinson. Crane under center. Man coming in motion. Crane going to hand it off. And he almost didn't get the handoff off. He's got a 1st down and more. Hutchinson across midfield. down to the 46. He almost did get the handoff off.
Wow, that linebacker was there quick.
Austin Thomas just blew through the backfield right there.
He was in the backfield when the quarterback was handing the ball to the running back. Just missed it.
Well, it's first down and 10 from the Hurricane 45-yard line. Crane under center in the I formation. Two receivers out to the right. Hutchinson, the tailback. Hands it off to Hutchinson. And this time he'll be stopped for a gain of 2, second down.
Nice little play, short save, couple yards.
It's wearing down this Wilmington defense, I'm telling you.
Tackled by number 55, Zane Stevens.
Second down and about 7 yards to go here for Butler.
6 minutes left in the third quarter. Aviators come to the line.
I formation again. Hutchinson in the back. Two receivers to the left. Crane under center. Number 8 comes in motion for Butler. There's the toss play to Hutchinson. He's got a lot of room on the outside. He's at the 30, and he's knocked out of bounds. Finally, by number 31, Andy Fisher for Wilmington.
He got the corner on that play, AJ.
Yes, it was, and it's now a first down and 10 for Butler, and it looks like Wilmington is going to take a timeout.
A well-needed timeout. Those guys
get some fresh legs in here.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say those guys look like they're a little gassed.
Well, after the timeout, it'll be first down and 10, 6:07 left to play in the third. Butler driving again. As the score is Wilmington 18 and Butler 14. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we are here live at Butler Memorial Field here at Good Samaritan Athletic Complex. My name is AJ Ganger. I'm alongside Dan Hayes and Rick Phillips tonight. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Wilmington Savings Bank is your hometown banking solution located at 184 North South Street near downtown Wilmington. Phone them at 937-382-1659 or stop by and visit Tom Burns and the friendly staff. First down and 10 after the timeout. Martin is back in at tailback, and they hand it to him. He's on the outside, jukes his man, and slips down across the 20-yard line down to the 18. Andy Fisher gets credited with the tackle, a gain of 7, second down and 3.
Well, it's 2nd and 3 for Butler. Think they might try to strike for the end zone?
Oh, I definitely know they're trying to strike for the end zone on this play.
Let's see what they do.
I think this is 4-down territory for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah,
especially seeing that extra point. A little bobbled snap. They handed it off to the fullback, and he's going to take it to the pay dirt. Touchdown, number 33, Matt Grossman. And just like that, Vandalia takes the lead. The extra point will make it a 3-point game, or if they go for 2, it'll make it a 4-point game. I'm telling you guys, the Men in Black defense has not come to play at all tonight.
It seems like they're just a little gassed tonight.
Well, I think you can
keeping that defense on the field.
You can give Butler credit. They've got a good running game. There's no question about that.
Verdes in for the extra point. The kick is up. The kick this time is good. And Vandalia Butler, with 5 minutes and 27 seconds left to play in the third quarter, has taken the lead 21-18 over the Hurricane. And Wilmington's defense has not been able to get off the field in this second half.
Not at all. The
2
offense,
3 and outs.
The offense needs to put a drive together to give their defense some rest. They need to put a couple first downs together here.
Well, once again, what we're going to have to see here is Wilmington has to come to play. They've got to respond. They've done that in each occasion where they've been punched in the mouth. Now they've got to return the favor.
Absolutely, Rick. Butler's lining up for their kick.
Mark Verdes is in for the kick. Number 24, Jerry Johns, and number 25, Dylan Bogart, again, is back to return this kick. And, guys, we need to see 6 points on the board from Wilmington on this next drive. And if they score, I guarantee you they might want to go for 2, make it a 3-point game. An update from the Reds score. The Brewers and the Reds are tied 1-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Brewers are still fighting for that second wild card position.
Yes, they are.
I think they're a game and a half out of that position.
There's the kick. Bogart will return this one from a 10. Is that across the 15 to the 20? Strings it to the outside, stiff arm, but it's brought down by number 4, Dustin Lewis of the Aviators.
That was a nice open field tackle.
I'd say the Mo is definitely in Butler's favor right now.
Yes, Big Mo has swung from that side of the stadium all the way back over to this side of the stadium, ladies and gentlemen. Well, here we go. First down and 10 for the Hurricane offense on their own 21-yard line. Guys, they need to drive down the field and score. Put this game, get back in the lead, and try to take back your defensive name right there, the men in black. In the pistol, Credit. He's back to pass. He fires across the middle. It's completed to Tyler Bogart. He takes a massive hit but holds on to the ball. Great tackle on the play by number 24, John Anderson. Pickup of 12 yards. Wilmington takes over. First down and 10 on the 33-yard line. Pistol formation again. Scott the back. Credit the quarterback. 4 wide receivers. Scott gets the handoff and gets across the 35 to the 36-yard line. A pickup of about 4 yards.
That's going to make it 2nd down and 6 from Wilmington's 37-yard line.
Pistol formation again. 4 wide receivers. Scott the lone back. Behind Credit. Credit back to pass. Looking, firing, completed on this sideline to number 80. He takes a big shot out of bounds at the 44-yard line.
First down.
It's a first down. Andy Ely on the catch.
Well, that's exactly what they needed to move those chains.
They need to put a big touchdown on the board here to get Big Mo back on their side. Even a field goal would tie this game up, but I think Wilmington wants a touchdown bad. First down and 10, 44-yard line. Jerry Johns in its back. Credit. Back to pass. Fires one deep for Harley McPherson, and he turns his shoulder, and it's incomplete. It was a great pass. He just couldn't haul it in.
Quarterback threw it to the outside.
Right, he was looking on the inside, wasn't he, Dan?
The receiver was turned to the inside.
Well, it's 2nd down and 10 anyways for the Hurricane.
That's all right. Nothing wrong with taking a shot early.
We're going to have trips to the left. 1 receiver here to the right. Credit to take the snap in the pistol. Credit rolling to his left. Fires one, and there's a flag down. That's going to be pass interference. More like holding on the defense.
Let's see what
Number
they call here.
81, Harley McPherson, again, was the intended receiver for the Hurricane offense. Pass interference on Butler. It's going to be an automatic first down for the Hurricanes, just what they needed on that play.
Yeah,
how much are they marking off?
I think that was a spot foul.
Should be a spot foul.
All right.
It looked like they were both kind of fighting for the ball, though. But we'll take it.
Well, Wilmington will take over into Butler territory now at the 41-yard line. First down and 10.
4:25 to go in the 3rd quarter. Wilmington coming to the line.
3 receivers out to the left. Credit in the pistol. Scott back in a tailback. Credit's going to keep this one on the read option. He's across the 40, juking his way down to the 35, down to the 34-yard line. It was a great read option play there, guys. It almost blew up in his face, though.
Well, they thought he was going to go out of bounds, and he turned it back inside and picked up a couple more yards.
He did the same exact thing last week where we thought he was out of bounds and ended up he was juking his way down the sideline.
Yeah.
Giving that extra effort.
There's a gain of 6 for Credit, and we have 2nd down and 4 for the Hurricane on the 35-yard line. 3 receivers out to the left. Scott, the tailback. Scott is going to get it, and he gets across the 35 to the 34, just a yard, and we got 3rd and short, guys.
Yeah, looked like there was a little confusion there. Still got the handoff, but
I'd hurry up and run this play real quick. Looks like they're going to have him lose a yard, and it's going to be third down and a long
almost 3.5.
A long 3.
From the
Credit
Wilmington
the pistol
35.
again, 3 receivers out to the left. Scott, the running back. In the pistol, credit, play action, blast. He's going to take over with it. He's got a first down. He could go all the way. Touchdown! That's a touchdown for the Hurricanes.
What a run.
Broken play turned into 6 points by Matt Credit. He's done that all year, guys.
He had 2 defenders staring him in the face in the backfield.
And just like that, Wilmington takes the lead.
Very difficult to defend against that kind of mobility, and that's what makes him so dynamic, because not only is he passing, but he's able to come out of that pocket, and he's able to get down the field.
And Ben Constant will be in to attempt the extra point to make this a 4-point ball game. Credit the holder. Kick is up. And that is good, ladies and gentlemen. Big Mo has been swinging back and forth all throughout this second half. And with 3 minutes and 8 seconds left to play in our third quarter, Wilmington 25 and Butler 21.
Definitely a very entertaining game tonight.
It seemed like the busted play helped Wilmington out.
I didn't know.
Wilmington setting up for the kick. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Ben Constant will be in to kick this one off for the Hurricane. Number 8, Dustin Pierce, and number 3, Cameron Glover will be back to return this one for the Aviators. The big play on that last drive was obviously the pass interference call.
Yeah,
guys.
the penalty was a big play.
There's the kickoff. He kicks this one deep. Fielded by number 8, Dustin Pierce. He gets to the 20. He breaks a couple tackles, but doesn't break away from that big hit by number 55, Zane Stevens. And Butler will take over at the 28-yard line, first down and 10. Let's see if Butler can move this ball down the field again with 3 minutes left.
Man, Stevens laid the lick on him right there.
He did lay the lick on him.
Butler's coming to the line.
In the I formation, Crane under center. Hutchinson again, the tailback. 2 receivers out to the right. Hutchinson on the counter play, and he's gobbled up in the backfield, and that's the way the Men in Black defense plays, guys. 3 defenders in the backfield tackling 1 guy. That's exactly how they played all season long.
That's that swarming defense.
And that has to be the momentum shift right there. Wilmington's got the lead. They don't want to give it up here late in this ball game. There's still plenty of time left to play, 2:30 and counting.
2nd and 11 for Vandalia. Coming to the line.
Like 2nd and 13 at the 25. I formation, Crane back to pass, fires a quick one. And it's caught. A great catch by number 7, Ben Slayton. That was a bullet in there. I didn't know if he caught it or Dylan Bogart caught it.
He definitely rifled the ball in there.
Need about 4 yards here on 3rd down.
So now you think they're going to run this one? That's been their
it's been their calling card, but I mean, after that first down run play, why would you go back to the run again? This defense is going to play inspired now that they have the lead.
It's going to be 3rd and 3 for Vandalia from their own 35.
And Martin's not in the game.
We'll see if we can get another turnover here for Wilmington.
I formation, Crane under center. Hutchinson takes the pitch, strings it out,
and he
doesn't
stopped.
pick up the first down, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage, and we got 4th down and 3 yards to go. For Butler, what do you guys do here?
They're going to have to punt. There's just no way they can.
Yeah, they're too deep in their end.
And it's still the 3rd quarter.
And it's a close game. There's no reason to panic. Oh, it's a fantastic game.
I'm happy that this game has turned out the way it has.
Plenty of
This
time
is
left.
Wilmington's first great test of the season, and they are being tested.
Absolutely,
into
they're
the
being
ball.
tested.
Number 4, Dustin Lewis, the punt, Dylan Bogart, number 25 for Wilmington, back to return. He's at his own 30. There's the punt. Nice spiraling punt. Fair catch called for by Bogart. He muffs it, and luckily the ball goes out of bounds. That could have been a big turnover. I would have let that one go, period.
Yeah. Could have been disastrous.
Wilmington will take over, first down and 10 on their own 24-yard line with 50 seconds left to play in the third quarter, guys. They lead this one 25-21 against the Butler Aviators here at Memorial Field at the Good Samaritan Athletic Complex in Vandalia, Butler, Ohio.
Let's see if Wilmington tries to air it out on this possession. Butler's defense has been on the field for quite a while.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, coming up on Tuesday night on WALHradio.com, we have the Wilmington College Hurricane Sports Show live from Generations. I will be there hosting the show. Showtime, 7 o'clock.
Wilmington come to the line.
Trips out to the right, to the left, shotgun formation. Credit's going to keep this one. Quarterback keeper, he's at the 24, and it's brought down at the line of scrimmage, guys. That was a design keeper. I mean, he ran the ball all over the place the last drive. Why not do it again?
Absolutely.
Butler was ready for it that time, and we got second down and 10.
I think the main thing Wilmington doesn't need to be doing is getting too cautious. You know, if they get too cautious, if they try to put this away too early.
And look, they're in 5 wide receivers now. Credit in the gun. Bogart goes in motion. He gets the ball handed to him. He crosses the 25, and that's it. 2 yards.
Solid defense by Vandalia.
And it looks like the referees, there's an injured player down on the field. Number 75 for Butler.
Looks like a leg injury. Maybe a cramp.
Very possible.
Well, here's 6.8 seconds left. Third quarter, it's third and long. We've seen all night long when Wilmington gets into a third and long situation, they cannot convert. Third and short's a different story.
Right.
When it comes to third and long, they can't convert, guys. What are they going to have to do to convert this third down and long on this possession?
Well, once again, they can't allow the pressure to make them make a mistake. So whatever they do, they still have to be cautious from the standpoint of whatever play they make. If the coverage is tight, it's better to throw it away and go ahead and punt the ball.
They've been doing a good job with those quick slants over the middle.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, we are live here on WALHradio.com, coming to you live every Friday night from the site of the Wilmington High School Hurricane football game. Next week, we'll be live from Hillsboro, Ohio, as Hillsboro takes on Wilmington High School. Third and long.
Wilmington's coming back onto the field.
We have to hurry up to get this play off. 5 wide receivers. Credit. And they're not going to get this one off. Bogart was coming in motion again. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we go to the fourth quarter. Wilmington leading 25-21 against Butler. You know, guys, Butler lost a heartbreaker last week against Tecumseh. I mean, I'm sure they don't want to lose another heartbreaker this week.
Well, I would say after the quality of play that we've seen from both teams tonight, no one's going to be happy if they lose.
No, not at all.
I mean, no one obviously is happy if you lose a ball game.
Well, there's no second place in football, right?
Right. And I mean, the thing is, Butler could hand Wilmington their first loss in the year.
They're only down by 4.
And Wilmington starts conference play next week against Hillsboro, right?
That's right.
So from here on out, Wilmington will be playing conference games. I mean, they're 2-0 in non-conference games. This is their first big test until conference play next week.
2949. Once again, 2702949. If you're holding that ticket, please report to the press box to claim your winnings.
Third down, 8 yards to go for Wilmington as we get ready to start our fourth quarter of play.
Well, Lee Hindy has sent me a score. This is anybody's guess. It appears that possibly East Clinton leads Greenview 17-10, but you tell me what this score looks like to you, AJ.
Play. Credit throws across his body. It's completed to Harley McPherson. He caught it
First down. That's a great play. We've seen him throw that pass across his body more often than not.
What do you think? What do you think the score is there?
I think East Clinton is leading 17-10.
Looks like it to me.
Wilmington comes to the line. It is 1st and 10 on their own 36-yard line.
5 wide receivers, 3 out to the right, 2 to the left. Hand off to Bogart. He fakes it. It's Matt Credit. He stumbles ahead for a gain of 12 yards and another Wilmington first down. Credit is doing it all tonight, guys.
The Butler defender barely caught his ankle to trip him up. Or he could have been off to the races.
Yeah, he was definitely off to the races if he wouldn't have been tripped up.
I think Matt Credit has been the big playmaker on this Wilmington offense all night long. Him and his ability to pass the ball, and obviously McPherson on that last catch. Pistol formation, 4 wide receivers. Scott, the running back, to give it to him. And he gets down to midfield before getting tackled by a flock of Aviator defenders. Gain of a yard, second down.
That'll make it 2nd and 9 on the 50-yard line.
Clock under 11 minutes to go in our ball game. Wilmington 25, Butler 21. Scott, the tailback, again in the pistol. 4 wide receivers. Credit to take the snap. Rolling out the pass, looking downfield. There is a flag down, and it is almost picked off.
Pass is incomplete. There is a penalty marker on the play.
Number 11, Court Justice.
And
Could have
he just
picked that
dropped
one
the
off.
ball.
I think this one is going to be a full start, or maybe an offside.
Let's see what they say here.
Illegal procedure against Wilmington.
Procedure call against Wilmington.
They're going to decline this, and it's going to be 3rd down and long for Wilmington.
I would have taken the penalty myself.
Yeah, but would you have rather taken 2nd down and long or 3rd down and long? He almost threw an interception. Maybe he's going to do it again. I know it's all about field position. 4 wide receivers again, Credit in the pistol, Scott the back. Credit, straight drop back. He's rolling out to the right, looking downfield, fires one, and he's just going to throw this one away in the area of Dylan Bogart, and it's now 4th down, Wilmington.
So the Aviators did make a good call on that one. 10:25 to go in the 4th quarter. Wilmington still leads 25-21 over Vandalia Butler.
Ben Slayton and Cameron Glover will be back to return this punt as Matt Credit will come in to punt this one away.
Thanks for your support of Butler Athletics.
Credit, a line drive punt, fielded by Cameron Glover for Butler. He strings it to the outside, gets down to the 29-yard line before being brought down on the far sideline by Dylan Bogart.
Returned by Cameron Glover.
Correction, Austin Thompson on the tackle for Wilmington.
Well, that was good special teams coverage on Wilmington's part.
10-13 remains, folks. Butler's offense coming back out on the field. You notice Butler hasn't thrown the ball very much in the second half. Not very much confidence in their quarterback after those 3 interceptions in the first half. I formation, Crane under center. Hands it off to Hutchinson. And Hutchinson stopped right in the hole. Looked like he had daylight, but he was tripped up immediately.
Might have gained a half yard.
And we got 2nd down and 10. Under 10 to play here at Memorial Field.
Butler jogs up to the line of scrimmage.
Wilmington's defense is tired, hands on their hips. I formation, 2 receivers out to the left, 1 coming in motion. Crane, play action pass, fires, completed to number 7, Ben Slade. He's across the 45 and down to the 50-yard line. Wilmington was trying to strip that ball away from him. I think they should have tackled him well back from where they did, but they're going to get it to the 49-yard line, and it's a first down and 10 for Butler. I formation, 2 receivers out to the right. Martin is back in at tailback. They hand it off to him. Across the 50 into Kane territory, a pickup of 3 yards. We got second down and 7.
Looks like Butler's going to stick with the run so far.
It's worked for him all game long. This defense is tired. Look at them, hands on their hips.
Yeah, definitely.
They're
Their hands
worn
are
out.
on their hips, and they look tired.
They need a big play and a turnover real quick. 2 receivers out to the right in the I formation. Martin, the tailback. Crane under center. Hands it off to the fullback. He breaks free across the 40-yard line, and the ball came out, but the officials are calling him down. Wilmington did recover the fumble.
Jared Scott makes the stop.
And it's going to be a first down and 10 for the Aviators at the Kane 39-yard line.
Yeah, it was hard to tell if it slipped out or not before he went down.
Butler running a lot of time off this clock right here. We're down to about 8 minutes and 10 seconds and counting left to play. As they come to the line, first and 10, 2 receivers out to the left. I formation. Hutchinson back in it back. Crane under center. Play action pass. Looking downfield. Firing double coverage. Incomplete. Great coverage by the Wilmington cornerbacks and safety.
It looked
That
like
could have been a big play, guys.
They had it covered, though. That was definitely
Wilmington
good
was
coverage.
ready for it.
Number 85 was the intended receiver, Zach Bookout. And we have second down and 10 with 7:55 left to play in the ball game. I formation again, 2 receivers out to the right. Hutchinson the tailback. Crane this time fakes the pass on the draw play, and Hutchinson gets out to the 38-yard line.
Like a gain of about 2.
I'm going to go about a yard.
About a yard.
And we got third down and a long 9 upcoming for the Aviators.
All right, so I stand corrected because that last score was kind of vague, but it is Greenview 23, East Clinton 10.
Thank you for the clarification, Rick.
Yeah.
Third down and long. 10 seconds on the play clock when Butler comes to the line. They're in the I formation. 2 receivers out to the right. Big back. Martin back in for Aviators. And they play action to him. He rolling out the pass. There's nobody open. Crane is going to fire it to him. And it's a first down to the 26-yard line. Pass was completed to Nick Martin. That was a good play right there to realize that no one was open and your back was the only person open.
Well, that was his check down back, and he did exactly what he was taught to do. 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
This is a big drive for both teams. I formation, 2 receivers out to the left. Crane under center. Martin will get the handoff up the middle, runs into a linebacker and breaks away from him across the 20, inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line. Guys, that was a big run by a big man.
He put his shoulders down and ran downhill. That's what you're supposed to do.
Well, and he is taking advantage of those Wilmington defensive players. They are gassed. There's no question they're tired.
That was an 8-yard gain, and we have second down and 2. Again, Butler running just about 5 minutes off this clock already on this drive, and they're in the eye again. Martin, the tailback, 2 receivers to the left. Martin's going to get the handoff on the left side. He's at the 10, and Martin's going to get in the end zone for a Butler touchdown. All game long, guys, he has ran all over this Wilmington defense, and Butler goes up by 2.
Making it look easy, isn't he?
And making it look very easy.
There's still a lot of time left on the clock. 6 minutes and 5 seconds remain for Wilmington's offense to try to get something going. Verdes is in for the extra point. Number 4, Dustin Lewis, the holder. It's a big extra point here. It's up, and it is good. And just like that, Butler goes back on top of the Canes, 28-25.
Well, Butler's doing it with their running game.
It's still a 3-point game. If Wilmington drives down the field, remember, they have a pretty good kicker in Ben Constant. He can maybe put one through the uprights from about 40 yards away.
Yeah, and that is a possibility. Obviously, Wilmington wants to score more than 3 points this drive. The main thing that they're going to have to do is obviously they're going to have to maintain their composure, not make any mistakes, and play like they are capable of playing.
Well,
They
Vandalia,
put Garrett Scott and Dylan Bogart back to receive this punt for the Canes.
6:05 to go in the fourth quarter. Butler's lining up for the kickoff.
Number 18, Mark Verdes, in again to kick this one off at the 40-yard line. Garrett Scott and Dylan Bogart again back to receive this punt.
Looks like we're going to be in for a good finish, AJ.
I'm excited for this finish.
Very excited. Might be the team who holds the ball last might win the game.
I think that's the way it's going to come down to, too. But, I mean, Butler has lost every battle except for the running game right now. The turnover battle, they've lost it, but they've just been playing great football. When it comes down to it, kickoff is going to be returned at the 7-yard line by Garrett Scott for Wilmington. He gets across the 20. There's a flag down at the 22-yard line.
There is a penalty marker on the play.
We'll see what they call, AJ.
I think there might have been holding.
Yeah, usually in that part of the field, that's usually what happens.
And that's a big penalty because that's 10 yards. That's going to move them back to at least the 14-yard line, and they're going to have to, drive the ball almost 85 yards down the field just to put points on the board.
Well, first they got to start by getting them a first down. One first down at a time.
I don't think anyone has left this stadium yet. This place has been rocking all night long, and we're down to a good finish with 6 minutes left to play in this ball game.
Yeah, you got some great fans here in Vandalia. Great support, and everybody's staying.
Even one on the Wilmington sideline. No one's left on the Wilmington sideline either. Well, here we go. 4 wide receivers. The biggest drive of the game for the Canes. Credit takes the snap. Hands the ball off to Garrett Scott. He's on the outside, the 15. He's all the way down to the 20, the 21-yard line before being brought down by a pack of Aviator players. It's a gain of 7 yards. We got 2nd down and 3.
5:43 to go in the fourth quarter.
And we have an injured Aviator down on the far side. Great run by Scott there. Scott has been the key to this Wilmington running attack all season long, and it's been showing all game long here too.
He was just short of getting that edge. But Vandalia pursued him pretty good, and they was on it.
If he would have reached the edge right there, he would have been gone. It would have been a foot race for him to get to the end zone. But then again, that might have been bad news for Wilmington's defense.
Well, sure, you leave too much time on that clock. Both defenses are feeling it right now.
It's been a very physical game. I don't think I've seen a high school football game this physical in a very long time.
Absolutely.
I think this is the first meeting between these two teams.
Well, they're putting on a great game tonight. Maybe they need to play more often. Wilmington coming to the line.
2nd down and 3. Credit in the shotgun this time. Scott to his right. 4 wide receivers. Linebacker blitzing. Scott's going to keep it. Got a 1st down and more across the 25 down to about the 27-yard line. It's a 1st down for the Canes.
Carries the ball for Wilmington. Grossman makes the stop, but not before enough
Design quarterback run there, Dan.
Yeah, I think he read the blitz. They were coming after him, and I think he might have made that decision on his own.
It was a good call by the Wilmington coaching staff right there in the pistol formation. 4 wide receiver. Credit to take the snap. Scott Throws a nice block. Credit passes. It's completed over the middle. Dylan Bogart makes another spectacular catch down to the Wilmington 49-yard line, and we got another Cane first down.
Well, AJ, that's exactly what they needed to do, is move those chains. 5:15 to go in the fourth quarter.
And the clock runs now. First down, 10 yards to go on the 49-yard line. Credit conversing with Garrett Scott. They're in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers. A blitz again. Credit's going to keep it again across midfield. Spun down to the 46-yard line. Great pickup of around 5 yards for Matt Credit. And again, Credit's been a big part of this running game all day long.
He just puts his head down and takes off, and he's been getting good results.
And he hasn't ran the ball very much these first couple of games, so this is new seeing this from him. 5 wide receivers.
2nd and 5.
Bogart in motion. It's a play action. He's going to run it himself. Still on his feet. Down to the 41-yard line, and he's very close to a first down. I think he got it.
Credit is the ball carrier.
Looks like they might give it to him.
And it is. It's a Wilmington first down. 4:25 left to go.
At the 40-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10 for Wilmington.
4:20 left to play in the fourth quarter. 25-28 Butler in the lead. Wilmington driving on the Butler 40. 5 wide receivers. Credit in the shotgun. Credit back to pass. Fires complete to Garrett Scott, but it's going absolutely nowhere.
Pass is complete to Scott.
I think he should have ran a little slant route on that instead of an out.
Wow. If it's working, stick with it. Till they
Those
stop
little
it.
short, quick slant routes have worked all game long, and now they're going to the out routes.
Well, that Butler defense has been on the field for a little while now. And we'll see what happens here.
We've got Greenview 24, East Clinton 13 in the fourth quarter with about 9 minutes and 34 seconds remaining.
4 wide. Credit's going to take off again. He's across the 40, and he's spun down at the 40 or the 35-yard line. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 5. What do you want to see here on 3rd down, Dan? It's 4-down territory, obviously. You got 3.5 minutes left.
I would say keep it in the quarterback's hands. Let him run it. That was a nice play by the Butler defender.
It's going to be 3rd and about a long 5. They need to get to the 30-yard line to pick up a first down. Again, this has to be 4-down territory for the Canes. Pistol formation, 4 wide receivers. Scott, the running back. Credit to take the snap. He drops back to pass. He's got time. Butler defenders hit as he throws. It's complete to the far sideline, and he tiptoes his way down to the 20-yard line. First down and 10, Hurricanes.
Nice play, nice play.
All game long, Matt Credit has killed this Butler defense through the air and with his feet. And now, Wilmington back inside the red zone at the 19 of Butler. 3:23 left to play. A great finish brewing here at Butler.
Well, the real problem for Butler is if Wilmington scores a touchdown, they won't be able to run this ball. They're going to have to do a lot more passing than they're comfortable to do.
Credit's going to keep it on first down. Takes a big hit at about the 17-yard line. He'll gain 2 yards. Yeah, and you know, Butler's been having trouble passing the ball all game long with those 3 picks by their quarterback. That's why they've been playing it conservative and running the ball here in the second half.
Yeah, well, their passing is setting up their run, and obviously Wilmington is the much better passing team, but when there's few minutes left on the clock, you obviously have to pass.
2:55 to go.
2nd down and 8, 4 wide receivers. Credit's going to hand it off to Scott. Scott gets across the 15, still up on his feet. And he'll be brought down at the 14-yard line. Guys, it's 3rd and 5. 2:30 left to play. They are in field goal range for Ben Constant right now. But I still think it's
I don't think they're thinking about
no, they're thinking about putting a touchdown on the board and winning this thing in regulation.
Well, I mean, the way Vandalia is running, they obviously don't want to give him a lot of time.
Credit with the fake. The Bogart down to the 10-yard line, and I think he just picked up that first down.
Let's see where they mark him, AJ.
That's close. That was a great play call. It's been a great play call all game long. I think they're going to want to measure this one, guy.
Looks like a good spot.
That imaginary yellow line is just across the 10-yard line.
They're going to measure.
This is the play of the game right here.
2:13 to go in the fourth quarter. They're bringing in the sticks for the measurement.
And he got it.
Nope.
No, he's
Nope.
short
Short.
by a chain length. He is short by a chain length. It is 4th and inches. Go for it. Sneak the ball up the middle.
Yeah, this isn't time for a field goal, I don't think.
Time to win the game, or
Credit hasn't been under center all game, and we've only seen him do it once all year so far.
this crowd is going absolutely crazy.
This could be the game right here.
This crowd standing on their feet. 2 minutes, 13 seconds left. We got 4th and a toenail to go for the Canes. This clock is going to run
Let's see
on the
what the-
referee's whistle.
Looks like the offense is coming out.
Credit is going to go under center. There goes the clock. The defensive line stacks it. Credit got it. He's got the first down. Forward progress is going to give it to him at the 18-yard line. Or at the 8-yard line. First down, guys. 2 minutes left.
Wilmington's crowd goes crazy.
Yes, they do. What a way to silence the crowds over here for Butler. This is a great ball game, guys. This
Absolutely.
is why I love high school football.
Yeah.
Wilmington coming up to the line.
Shotgun again. 4 wide receivers. Credit gives it to Garrett Scott. Scott down to the 6. Second down and goal to go. Clock still running. 1:37 and counting. Wilmington still has 2 timeouts left, too.
I don't think they want to stop the clock.
I think they want to score with as little time left as possible in the pistol. Credit, back to pass. He's got to throw it. Ball hit the ground, almost picked off. Credit took a shot after he let go of that ball.
He took a big shot.
And it is 3rd and goal. 1:18 now, Rick.
This is definitely the game because they're going to kick the field goal if they don't get this score on this play.
We have an injured Aviator down on the field. That would have been big. That would have been ball game if they picked that one off of that goal line. But unfortunately, it did hit the ground before he caught the ball.
You will be treated like family. You will be greeted with a smile and leave with a smile. Stop in and see how Abby can service your financial needs. They're located right here in Vandalia and also at 1341 Wayne.
Wilmington Savings Bank is your hometown banking solution located at 184 North South Street near downtown Wilmington. Phone them at 937-382-1659 or stop by and visit Tom Burns and the friendly staff. They have expanded internet banking and bill paying solutions, personal and business accounts, and lending services available too. Wilmington Savings Bank, 184 North South Street, Wilmington, Ohio.
Included an American Family Insurance auto policy. Contact your local American Family agent.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, live here on WALHradio.com. Don't go anywhere after this ball game. Post-game analysis from me, Dan, and Rick.
Looks like our Aviator is in good shape there.
Crazy one here tonight in Butler, guys. They're going to be talking about this one for weeks.
Super entertainment, no question about it.
3rd down and goal after the timeout. 1:18 left. Matt Credit is going to come out in the pistol. He's got 3 guys to the left, 1 guy to the right.
They're probably going to run it, try to keep it in the center of the field in case they have to kick that
Credit
field.
back
Oh,
to
they're
pass.
passing.
No, they're passing it. Credit. He's in trouble. He's flushed. He takes off. He's at the 3. He's
in.
It's a touchdown.
He's in.
Touchdown, Wilmington. Oh, my goodness. What a play by Matt Credit. 1:10 left. This kid has been on fire all game long.
He
guys.
definitely gets the game ball if Wilmington wins tonight.
He gets the player of the game honors tonight.
They had him trapped in the backfield. He took off right and dove for the pylon.
Constant comes in to make it a 4-point game, which would make Butler have to score with 1:10 left.
a touchdown to win it. Matt Credit in to hold it. This kid does everything for this Canes team. Snap was low, kick is up, but it is through the uprights.
And there we go.
Wilmington takes the lead with 1 minute and 10 seconds left. 32-28. Clutch drive right there by this Wilmington offense.
Clutch drive, absolutely, AJ. They went, the length of the field?
They went
80 yards.
7 yards.
80, that's very impressive.
87 yards in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, they burned up a lot of that clock. So they did what they wanted to do. They scored and took time off the clock. Got to give them credit.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned after the ball game here on WLHradio.com as we have post-game analysis from me, Dan, and Rick here tonight. And what has been a crazy one.
Well, you can imagine Wilmington will be camping back. They're going to be waiting to pick off another pass here because that's all Butler has left in its arsenal. Unless they can run this kickoff back, they're going to have to pass.
Watch out for the draw, please.
Cameron Glover and Dustin Pierce will receive Ben Constant's kick.
So do we think he's going to squib it?
Would you squib it?
I wouldn't. I'd kick it long. You got the power.
He hasn't made one in the end zone all game long. He hasn't had a touchback yet.
No. He's got the leg power. He needs to put it as far away as possible. The only thing you got to worry about is out-kicking your coverage.
Right.
This is true.
He's usually been putting them close to the 5-yard line on his kickoffs.
Both the returners are back at their own 10. Constant launches one, and it's a squib.
It is a squib.
It'll be taken by number 33, one of the upmen. He gets out to the 35-yard line. Number 33, Matt Grossman on the return.
1:07
1
to
minute,
go.
7 seconds left, guys. This is the ball game.
And Butler has to score a touchdown. They have no choice now. There's no field goal's going to tie this game up. So they've got to drive down the field, and it's got to be passing. It's got to be passing probably out to the flats there and trying to get out of bounds as quickly as possible.
They've got 65 yards to go and 1 minute and 7 seconds to do it.
If they've got a 2-minute drill, they need it in 1 minute.
And here we go. They are coming out in the shotgun, trips to the right. Crane, back to pass, looking all the time in the world, got a man open deep, but the safety
Intercepted!
What a play! And he slides down at the 50. Ball game.
4th interception of the night.
That is interception number 4. Safety camped out. You read that quarterback's eye on that play, Rick.
Yeah, well, we were saying that being forced to have to throw the ball, Wilmington was going to camp back there and just wait to pick it off.
And with 59 seconds left, Wilmington will take a timeout. They'll take over on the 49-yard line. First down and 10 as they lead 32-28. You can hear the coaches next door going nuts for Wilmington.
Yeah, they've definitely been vocal.
I thought Vandalia might come out and try to run a draw play, but they let him throw it, and once again, intercepted.
As the fans start clearing out here on the Butler sideline, Vandalia Butler, guys, they have made a believer out of me.
They've given it all they could.
I mean, this has been a great ball game on both sides of the ball for both teams. I think Butler has literally outrushed Wilmington.
Oh, there's no question about that. And there's nothing been left on that field tonight. Nothing.
But Matt Credit is the big difference for Wilmington tonight.
Absolutely. Definitely the player of the game tonight.
Go from the 8-yard line, and he runs it in. Wilmington going to line up in the I formation.
They just need to protect the football.
Garrett Scott in at tailback. They're going to hand it to him. He gets across the 50, down to the 45-yard line, a pickup of around 6 yards, and Butler's going to use a timeout.
Simones and Anderson combined for the stop. Butler, timeout.
He reminded me of a wrestling officiating person or something. Is he? I must have seen him then before. And yeah.
Going to be second and 4 from the 45 with 53 seconds to go.
Guys, I'm out of breath. I don't know if I'm going to have a voice tomorrow morning after this game. Last week, I thought I wasn't going to have a voice.
Well, this game definitely lived up to what it was all about.
No question about that. No, it's been an impressive game on both sides of the ball tonight.
Here we go. Second down, 4 yards to go. Garrett Scott in the I formation, credit under center. Hands it off to Scott. And Scott is going to get down to the 42-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short as Butler will use another timeout with 48 seconds left. It's like the wind has been taken out of everyone's sails here in Butler Stadium.
Well, the key right now is if we get another first down here and it's over.
Yeah, they could seal it with a first down. You're right, Rick.
Again, guys, we are very grateful for the hospitality that we've been shown here tonight at Vandalia Butler High School. We got Fricker's Wings up here.
Oh, you can't beat it, can you?
No, you cannot beat it. Again, we're just very appreciative and are very happy that.
Where was that place that we had the bread and water?
That was our own place.
Oh, yeah, that was our home field.
No, we had Gold Star last week. You guys ate the Gold Star.
You're right. That's right.
I can't stand chili dogs.
It's un-American.
Just like me being a Michigan fan is un-American, right?
Well, that's true. That's true.
No, I concur with you on that one.
Yeah.
Go Blue.
Well, we obviously.
Garrett Scott gets across the 40. There's the first down they needed.
That's it.
That will seal the game.
Butler is going to take their final timeout, and all Wilmington needs to do is
take a knee.
42 seconds left.
Jim Tressel to Michigan.
Yeah, right. Tressel to Michigan, right? Okay.
What's his face back for Ohio State? John Cooper? Yeah, Cooper back for Ohio State. I love John Cooper.
We love Cooper.
No. We want Cooper to coach Ohio State. We don't want Cooper.
Right.
Why couldn't Richard be this good at Michigan when we won't be active?
Well, there's a lot of fantasy going on here in the booth tonight. Right.
It's all football. It's all fun and games. There's college football tomorrow.
Wilmington's about ready to
I
wrap
don't know
this
what
one
Ohio
up.
play. Who Ohio? I think they play Kent State.
Well, here it is.
In the victory formation is credit. There's the knee. He's going to need at least one more knee if they run this play clock here. 35 seconds. This is a big win for Wilmington on their schedule.
Yeah, it looked tenuous there for a while.
Big road win for them.
One more knee will do it here.
They come to the line.
In the
17
victory
seconds to go.
formation. And that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. The Hurricane are tested tonight by the Butler Aviators. Our final score in this one, Wilmington 32, Vandalia 28. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, real quick, as we will begin our post-game show in just a few seconds. Again, the final score, Wilmington 32, Vandalia 28.
Well, we've definitely seen a good game tonight, and it was a very close game. It was a hotly contested game. And obviously, as the score reflects, 32-28, Wilmington is lucky to come off with this win tonight.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I needed a wing. And I was getting crap for being a Michigan fan.
Yeah, we got to keep Frickers open, right?
We got to definitely keep them open. They got great beer. They got great food. I mean, service is great at a lot of Frickers. And there's one here in Vandalia right off I-75 when you come off the exit. Turn right. You come off I-75 north. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to the WALH Radio Postgame Show. Here, I'm AJ Ganger here with Rick Phillips. And Rick, what a game we witnessed here tonight at Butler Stadium.
Definitely an exciting game.
It came down to,
it was a hard-fought game.
It really came down to who had the ball last. Who's going to have the last laugh. And Wilmington was tested like they haven't been tested this season. It was good that they were tested this way. 32-28 victory for Wilmington tonight. They saw a lot of different things. They saw a lot of things that they're not an invincible defense like we thought they were last
Right, and particularly against the run. Vandalia Butler has a great running game, and they obviously used that. And the only time that it really let them down was obviously in the last minute plus of the game they had to pass. And their critical error was the interceptions that they gave up.
And that was 4 interceptions by
Crane,
the Butler quarterback, Chandler Crane. I've been saying his name all day long. But Chandler Crane, 4 interceptions. He didn't play a bad game when it came to, running the ball. And in the first quarter, I mean, there were some key drops, obviously, come that, first quarter. And, people were probably a little jittery. This was a big game.
But don't you think, Dan, that they were feeling each other out that first quarter, and that's why we were seeing those jitters?
Yeah, Wilmington seemed like they come out real strong. Like you said, they had that swarm defense, and it just seemed like Butler just countered and kind of figured them out and was running some of the running plays to keep them honest.
Well, guys, I gotta hand it to Wilmington's team. I mean, they were resilient to the end. Their defense was tired. Come this third and fourth quarter, they were just completely exhausted. I mean, they didn't know what to do on defense. They were getting outplayed.
Well, I definitely think that Butler had the greatest time of possession in the game. Obviously, with the running that they did, they were grinding it out, and it was successful for them.
I was talking to Coach Stacey Harrison last night about Wilmington College's offense and how, their time possession was the same way. They kind of run the same style of offense that the Wilmington High School does, the spread offense. They're very fast-paced, no huddle. But I told him, I said, does that affect your defense a lot? And he says, yes, it really does. It affects the defense being out in the field for that long. I mean, Wilmington was completely exhausted. They were gassed. Like you said, you looked out in the field in the third quarter, and there were still 6 minutes left. You're like, well, they're gassed, That's a conditioning issue, and it's also a time possession issue.
That's right. Conditioning is the key there.
And, I mean, we're in week 3, and you would think by now guys would be loosened up. They'd be ready to go, not having very much trouble on the field. But apparently that wasn't the case tonight when it came to their defense. And, a lot of guys go both ways, like Garrett Scott. But Garrett Scott was still playing defense and offense. I don't think he sat a play that last quarter.
The quarterback for Wilmington would definitely be my pick for the player of the game. He was just absolutely phenomenal, throwing the ball, running the ball, just making the right decisions.
Yes, Matt Credit, I agree with that. Matt Credit was going to be my player of the game on offense, too, for Wilmington. I don't know about you, Rick.
So he's a very dynamic player, and he is a thinking quarterback. And at this young age, high school, to be that much of a thinker, to be able to look down the field, to be able to read, and to be able to scramble the way the guy does, it's just phenomenal at his age.
And like I said, he's only a junior. If this kid doesn't get a scholarship somewhere to play after his senior year next year, I mean, I'm going to be completely surprised.
Well, as long as it's not Michigan.
If he keeps playing like that, somebody will definitely hook him up.
If Matt Credit goes to Michigan, I will pay him $1 million. So do not quote me on that.
Well,
I'm sorry if anyone is offended by
that's
that.
like 2 months of your pay.
2 months, that's it?
That'd work.
I'm going to have to work my butt off for that. We got an update right now from the Reds game real quick. Brian Payne, you just hit a sacrifice fly. Jay Bruce scored. Reds and Brewers are tied at 2 apiece in the top of the 7th inning. You know, Reds not going to the playoffs this year.
No, not
But
at all.
back to football, guys. Again, on the defensive side of the ball, who would you give the defensive player of the game to, Dan, for tonight? I mean, it can be the whole defense. It can be a player. I mean, there was defensive guys for Wilmington making plays all game long.
I'm not sure what his name was. The one defensive back, he made a couple of nice picks.
I
And
think it was Dylan Bogart, number
Dylan,
25.
yes. Yeah, he made some great plays tonight, so I would have to go with him.
I think he had a couple, maybe 2 or 3 interceptions of those 4. I don't think he had all 4.
I think he had 2.
But I think he had 2 out of the 4. I'm going to go with Dylan Bogart on defense, too. I mean, he just played great both sides of the ball. He ran the ball great. He caught some really nice passes and, you know, got a lot of yards after the catch, you know, and everything like that. But I'm going to go with Dylan Bogart for my defensive player of the game.
And with 2:40 to go in the fourth quarter, Greenview is leading East Clinton 31-16. So I would say that one is probably salted away there for Greenview. The Rams are going to win that game. East Clinton, I think they're going to go to 0-3.
0-3.
Now, my honorable mention for tonight, it has to go to Vandalia Butler's running back, Nick Martin, number 38. The big guy, he ran the ball all over the place. I think he scored 3, maybe 4 touchdowns. I think he might have scored all 4 touchdowns
I think he did.
for Vandalia. This kid is a hoss, and he showed everyone tonight that Wilmington's defense is not invincible.
He's the kind of running back, when you give him the ball and he comes up on a defender, he hits the defender. He puts his head down and wants to run over him.
Yeah, well, we've definitely seen a great football game tonight, and we certainly appreciate our listeners. And don't forget, next week we're going to be at Hillsboro for the Hurricane at Hillsboro, and, of course, we'll be there.
And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit about WALH Radio. We didn't do this throughout the game like we did last week, but WALH Radio is a local radio station opening up in Wilmington, 106.7 FM. We're still needing a few dollars of donations to get our antenna up and running actually on the radio, but we're going to be coming to you live every single week on our website, WALHradio.com, and all you got to do is go on there, click on that live link. We want to give another special shout out to our sponsors tonight: Bill Marine Ford, Chrysler, Pontiac, or Plymouth, Dodge, and Jeep, Wilmington Savings Bank, Bogart's Barbecue.
Guys, give me your final thoughts on this game. What did you like to see? What do you want to see more of? And just an overall perspective, what did you guys think of this football game tonight?
I don't think that when you look at Wilmington and the way they played, I don't think that there's really certainly they may not be invincible. They didn't score, the number of times that they have in the previous 2 games. We didn't expect them to do that all year anyway. But what they did, as I said all through the game, they bent, they did not break. They always had a plan to come back, and they were able to initiate that plan, and that's why they won the game. As far as Vandalia Butler, they're now, I believe, 1-2.
They are now 1-2.
They're in a tough league. They're in a tough division, but they certainly have a great running game. Their passing game is a little suspect, but I think that if they have the time, they can run over anyone.
And Butler plays here next weekend against Xenia. That game will be coming to you, I think 7 o'clock is what they normally play down here in Butler, up here in Butler, I should say. Then they play Springfield at home. They still have 3 more home games before they even go on the road in this season. They got to play at Sydney, at Greenville, and at Trotwood on Halloween. They have a tough schedule, Butler does. But, for being 1-2, this team really played like a 3-0 team tonight.
Yeah, they definitely did.
I mean, they beat Shawnee 53-34 in their first game. And then last week they lost a heartbreaker to Tecumseh by 18-17. This week they lost another heartbreaker to Wilmington.
And I believe some of these next coming games, they're going to start their conference league. Or,
I think Xenia is their first conference
right.
game.
Xenia just absolutely decimated Beaver Creek. They beat them 52-7 or something like that. So, not that Beaver Creek has been a power as of late as far as the now we were. I think we only lost 3 games the whole 4 years I was in high school. But this is a sort of a different time for Beaver Creek football.
Different time.
Yeah.
It is a different time, as we saw tonight. We saw a team run the spread offense, the no-huddle style to perfection. We saw a team that still ran traditional style offense and moved the ball down the field on a defense that was, probably playing non-traditionally. tonight we didn't see a lot of blitzes from Wilmington. I think that might have been one of their big flaws in tonight's ball game, because the last 2 weeks the men in black defense has been blitzing the entire time. In the opening quarter they blitzed a little bit, but not very much.
I think that was dictated by the fact that Vandalia Butler was running the ball. Typically you would blitz when you're thinking of a passing team. They probably looked at the film. They saw they were primarily a running team, and so the blitzing was, you'd probably outrun your plays there.
But when they did blitz, it disrupted the quarterback, and it ended up causing 4 turnovers.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's about time for us to get out of here again. Our final score here from Memorial Field at the Good Samaritan Athletic Complex here in Vandalia, Butler, Ohio. It is Wilmington 38, Wilmington 32, Vandalia Butler 28. Wilmington moves out to 3-0 on the year, and Butler falls to 1-2. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to all of our listeners out there, parents, kick your kids out of the house on Tuesday night. Send them to Generations to get some free pizza. Have a great time on the Wilmington College Hurricane Sports Show, live from Generations Pizza Tuesday night at 7 p.m. It's our first show. We'll be there every single week after. Watch it live on WALHradio.com, which is the new home of Hurricanes sports and football. And guys, again, WALH Radio, we're local news, local sports, weather, everything we can pull together here. We should have a banner at our next football games here come October. Lee Hendy told me that him and Jake Sindor have been working on a banner. It's going to be real cool with our new logo on there and stuff like that. Well, guys, anything else that you guys would like to say before I send them off?
Turn out the lights.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, again, my name is AJ Ganger, alongside Rick Phillips and Dan, can't remember.
Hayes.
Dan Hayes, signing off. Have a great night, folks. We will see you Tuesday night at Generations. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.